3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, the niggas from the Black nerd community. I am your host, Derek, the podcast guy, here on my 30th birthday. Ain't that something?
Happy birthday,
big fella.
Dirty 30 in his house.
Dirty 30 King. How does that feel? What does it feel being up there in the age?
I don't know, man.
Your bones are old and rattling yet.
Everything is starting to break down at the same time. No, man, I don't know. No, man, I feel the same, exactly the same. I mean, it's like anybody says, it's age is just a number, and all that. It's really just because you hit 30 and it feel old.
Yeah,
I do feel like people are gonna judge me because I do have to tell people I'm 30 now. So it's like I just feel like the judgment will come out. But me personally, I don't feel no way about it, man. It's cool, bro. 30 is 30, man. It's dope. I ain't mad at it. Got my little birthday balloon in the back. Shout out to Ashley.
hey, birthday.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I am always joined by Ian Berserk Music, audio engineer / super producer, the father dad himself.
Father dad. What's going on,
bro?
y'all?
What's up? We also always joined by Geronimo, as always, Mr. Nintendo, a resident pro streamer. Yeah, if you've been keeping up, y'all know he been smoking Returnal. So
Yeah, Returnal God.
Yeah, we batting down here. We're trying to get that stuff done by August. There's a couple key games coming. I'm trying to well that and I want to stream new Pokemon Snap before that as well. I feel like much shorter. That'll be like a fun little
Side
guilty
project,
pleasure type thing for sure.
Facts.
Glad to be here as usual. Let's just get it cracking.
For sure. All right. So intro. I have to start here because I don't know that we talked. Did we ever mention Tyler's album here? Did we talk about that?
We talked about it
before,
off
I think.
pod. I don't think we talked about it.
I don't think we actually talked about it on the pod, right? We want to just get Tyler his flowers because his album was really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, I listened to it again last
I
night.
think is his best. Well, I think we all agree, but yeah, I still think it's his best project after more listens afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. He's done it. He's done it.
Right, yeah, facts. Shout out to Tyler. Somebody else that I think also dropped their best album is Vince Staples.
Okay.
I
still got to listen
too.
to it.
I ran through a couple listens to that one too. That one's good. I don't even like Vince Staples like that personally. Like I like him as a person. I never liked his music, but I love this one.
Vince, like
I like Fishbowl.
The thing is, like, if you've been listening to Vince for a while, you know that he can rap. Like, he can rap.
Mm-hmm.
And I know sometimes like his beat choices and the way he chooses to flow and do weird shit on records, sometimes it can throw a lot of people off. And they don't just don't vibe with it. And it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't love every record either. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of his, but I don't love every single record. But I feel like this was his album where maybe there was a little frustration almost, like where he was just like, yo, y'all think I can't just do that shit? I can make the dope record. I can make like, bruh, like I told y'all this in the chat. That first record with that, Are You With That? You come in like that. I said, yeah, okay, yeah. Vince is trying to prove something to y'all, man. Like he trying to let y'all know, like, bro, I'm that nigga too. Like, yeah. He was in his bag for 10 records. It was an easy 10 minutes. I don't even think it's an hour long.
Yeah, like most of the songs like
2 minutes, maybe. Yeah,
2 minutes, maybe. Yeah.
So I think it's like maybe a 30-minute album at most, if that. It's probably even shorter than that. Like you run through it so fast. It's so good, man. It's so good. He's rapping his ass off on a bunch of those records. It's just man. Now beat selection was
top notch. I've never heard beat selection from him that good. It was really
top notch.
I got listened in.
The skits were good.
Yeah.
He I guess if you felt like some of his other projects were weird, he stayed away from most of that. I guess that type of.
This was definitely a grounded album.
Focus more on the music for him. Yeah, He didn't do anything necessarily like the eccentric stuff. He was rapping and he over some dope beats. Uh-oh. What happened? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, something's happened to my headphones.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know. It's okay. I guess I can hear you guys again. I don't know what happened. Anyways, yeah, man. Vince Staples, super dope album. It's self-titled, Vince Staples. Check that out, man. We don't always talk about music on here, but sometimes when stuff is super dope, we gotta say something. And Vince, for me, that was just, yeah. I've had a couple of those records on repeat since Friday now. Yeah. People around me are getting annoyed, but I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. Definitely check that out. Okay. All right. No technically speaking today. We don't got nothing to technically speak about. So I'm sorry, guys. No drops and random shouts from us today. But we do get to jump right to console T. You can just
console T.
Look at that sync. Incredible. Incredible.
So I figure, you know what? Let's do this. I had it in a different order, but let's start with the new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we can probably knock it out.
Let's knock out the new Nintendo Switch because I'm not gonna say I was disappointed because I wasn't necessarily intently following it and looking for it. I can admit that I probably don't get the most out of my Switch right now anymore. Since I got the most out of it when I was traveling and everything. Now that I, obviously I'm, more home based. I've been more PlayStation, PS5 more often. But I am getting back over there onto the Switch. There's some games that I was playing with Ashley.
There's nothing for you to play, then
No. It's games that I was supposedly playing with Ashley that she just gave up now, and she's like, "Oh, you can just finish them if you want." And I'm like, "All right."
But that's not the point of this.
I was like, "Fine." So now I can finally go beat Luigi's Mansion and shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say we still have Luigi's Mansion over
here.
I
haven't beat it.
Oh man,
so we started Mario Odyssey before we even
see, and that's no
finished Luigi's Mansion.
No. So I said, "Nah, bro." I said, I need to figure something out. So I have been hopping back over there and playing a couple games on the Switch. I found a little soccer game on there. Actually, that's actually really fun.
Oh, really? The anime soccer game?
No, that game's fun too. That game's fun too.
Okay,
This is just like it was on sale. It was like a little indie soccer games, like $1.99. It's like a World Cup simulator. It's called like 11 Soccer or something like that. I think I don't have the exact name off the top of my head, and I don't have it next to me. But it's called something like that, and it's actually really a little fun game. Yeah, so I've been playing those. I don't have a need for a new Switch or a better output. I know people were hoping they were going to get 4K. I don't know what you want 4K for. I don't even know what game do you want to see in 4K? It'd be nice to have as a stat.
It would be nice to have.
What would be so graphically better than what you already see now? I don't know that there is anything. I see
the lining and the denim jeans of Mario a little better.
I think so. Okay, so I guess we'll I'll recap how it got revealed and what led up to it, more or less. And then kind of come back to this, what people were expecting. So Tuesday morning, they announced it, just they upload on YouTube and everything. Nintendo Switch OLED model. Basically it is it's same internals, like no boost to performance, no improved resolution when docked or handheld or whatever, except the screen is 7 inches instead of the 6.2-inch screen. So basically, just if you have a Switch, just look at the bezels and just remove the bezels for the most part, and that's the whole screen. And it has
sorry, I was gonna say that was the best improvement to me.
For sure. Yeah. And it's got OLED display, so should be brighter, crisper
blacker
colors, blacker blacks, more vibrant colors, etc. Still 720p resolution, which that's fine because a lot of games don't even reach 720p in handheld. So it just really depends. Not even all Nintendo games do that. Most Nintendo games, most Nintendo games themselves do, outside like the Xenoblades, but that's a different thing. And some other changes, they added a more substantial like back flap for it. So this, if you're familiar with like the Surface tablets, it has it's like the back half on the bottom, all it flips out and it leans, so it's a better support. Mm-hmm. And there's some other minor like build quality changes. There's a new dock. It's a little rounded. It's mostly the same, just a little rounded. Yeah. And the big thing that's like, oh shit, that was like, oh shit, I didn't believe it because I thought Nintendo just will never do this. They added a native Ethernet port, first time ever, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, close to the Bluetooth native Bluetooth.
And that's my second best.
Yeah, that has to be next, I guess.
To me, that was the best thing that they could have added to it. And other than the bezel, that was the only positive I saw from all of this. And my thing is, I don't know that justifies buying a new console. Luckily for us, we found out that you can buy the dock separately, so works out for me. I'm still happy with it. But and I guess I think you said it earlier as well, that, or maybe not here, maybe you said it in the chat or something. But if you don't have a Switch now, or if you had an OG Switch that maybe you want to upgrade and you didn't get the slightly updated version, maybe something like this, maybe you go trade in and jump up, or you sell yours and do something new. I can understand that, but if you have bought a Switch during this pandemic,
you should definitely
do for you.
So since then, and so pretty much how the trailer went, it was actually kind of funny, some parts. They're mostly talking about the handheld stuff. The battery will be better, like the what's called the Redbox Switch, the Switch that the smaller version they kind of quietly pushed out in like fall 2019, and it's been the current one since then. So if you got one that launched in 2017 or 2018, that's the older one with the worst battery. This is the worst battery one. So like you said, Derek, if you've had that one, then it's not really much of a upgrade. So, but the thing that a lot of people online were raging, because it was like there was a lot of reports and rumors from like Bloomberg, Bloomberg and like Wall Street Journal, Eurogamer, those some of the bigger ones, and a couple insiders here and there online if you follow them. Right. A lot of them are reporting it would have the OLED screen, 7-inch screen, a better support for the tabletop and stuff. Same Joy-Cons, a dock that'll have an Ethernet port, but they also mentioned there would be, when you dock it, that there will be some the NVIDIA DLSS, which is basically AI upscaling to make it where, without having to have like a ton of a ton of like brute force power from the processor, it'll automatically bring the image up to close to a 4K resolution. So that just seemed enticing midway, and that's why they had like that Switch Pro moniker a lot of times. That was just a name thrown around. It was never, Nintendo never mentioned it.
This doesn't qualify as a Pro anything.
No, it does not at all. Yeah, this really is like, it's kind of weird because it's like, so generally, like, I mean, this is a hybrid console, it's handheld, you can dock, it becomes a home, like a regular console. But like traditionally with other handhelds, they've always done a revision about halfway through its life that would be like the bigger screen one. Like 3DS had the XL, DS had the XL. Game Boy Advance SP, that's just a better backlit screen, basically. Stuff like that. And it had a rechargeable battery. You didn't have to use AA and shit. So this is really like, I think the only people that would be really enticed about it will be people like me that have the first Switch and it has the worst battery. If you want someone with better battery. Oh, I'm sorry. The other extra thing is it has 64 gigs internal instead of 32 gigs. Wow. So
that's good. That is good.
That is a good upgrade for sure. It's not like, phones.
I feel like with so many of us who got Switches before, you've already went and bought the 128 gigabyte, flash, hard drive.
Those are pretty cheap now, like 20, you can 30 get
for $40. 30, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get like a fancy one for $40, and you know what I mean. Like, so I guess it's really there. I'm not gonna not. But it is an improvement. More storage is an improvement. However, it doesn't make it to where it's like, oh man, I don't need a micro SD anytime soon. I feel like if they upgrade it to 128, a couple games is still gonna do that, right? Because Breath of the Wild is still like 20 some gigs. And
is it? I mean, it could be.
I thought it was something like that. I could be wrong, but I thought it was something like 20 some gigs.
I think with all the DLC, it might be closer to that now. But yeah, like most Telltale games are pretty compressed well. They don't take up too much space for the most part. So I think you can get like a few of the main big games on there, and you'll be fine. If you maybe download Fortnite or something, Rocket League. Whatever.
No, that is true. Even with the Switch before, I was able to have before I got the memory card, I had a decent bit of
yeah.
Especially because a lot of the games on there are just like indie games more or less. Unless you start buying all the AAA titles,
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, and then it comes October 8th. It has two colors. It has a black. It basically they have a white one where it has all white Joy-Cons, first time all white Joy-Cons, and then the dock itself is white with the black. I'm the only one that likes the white on black stuff. I'm the only one that likes that. So if I were to get one, bro. I guess so. Yeah, they probably looked at me like, yeah, people like that because we had no choice. But and then they have the neon red and blue one. Red and blue Joy-Con, black dock. So yeah, comes October 8th. I mean, yeah. So it has no 4K anything. This to me, honestly, either if you've had the first one since like 2017 and it's got beat up over time. I mean, mine is starting to show a little age. Like part of the casing is looser and whatever stuff like that. Right. But also, if you play 100 like primarily handheld, I think this is a decent enough upgrade.
That's what I would say.
For most of us that play dock most of the time, like I know, like Ian, I know you play like 100% dock. And I know Derek, I think we like kind of do half and half, or maybe 30% handheld or something like that. If
you know what, I'm probably
full dock now.
No, I'm probably no. Honestly, because of the situation we're in right now, my Switch is probably pretty much 70% handheld. Honestly, it's always in my hand. I'm laying in bed or sitting on the couch or sitting outside.
You guys got one of the more recent ones, so you already have the great battery life.
I do have better battery life.
So honestly, you probably don't need this either. I think it's really for people that
just dock. I said that.
Yeah.
Dock
The
new dock would be cool. I felt like that was something that should have been there from the beginning. I didn't even realize that. I remember when I first mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh yeah, it was the same thing on the Wii," and I was just like.
It's just kind of been like one of those.
That's not good. Like you come out with a new console and you don't prioritize a small change like that would improve your quality of life for all of your customers. Like, why would you not do that? So for them to now take 2 iterations into a Switch to finally give us one, it's annoying to me, and I think they should be held accountable. But I'm glad it's there. So I'm still. Be happy.
Yeah, I mean, back on I don't want to go too much on a tangent with that, but yeah, so it comes October 8th. Now, the one thing I really will criticize for 100% is the pricing. I don't agree. Like, I get it. Like, sure, they're going with an OLED display, and I'm sure that's different pricing, manufacturing, etc. However, I don't think it needs to be $349.99 for this version, because they're still gonna have the other one out for $299, and then the Switch Lite is like, pretty much for your kids or just super like budget $199. Right. I think this one should be $299, and they either should replace the current Switch, or if they're gonna keep going now, they should make the regular Switch $250. But I feel like they're not doing it because it just keeps selling well. So they're not going to discount something that's just selling like hotcakes. As much as they make, they all sell out for the most part. So so that's my criticism of that. I think if it was $299.99 and replaced it, I would probably just be like, okay, when I'm ready, if maybe some shit fucks up with this, then I'll drop that breakdown, go get that one. Right. Enjoy the better screen, because I do play, you saw the Pac-Man Joy-Con grips. Right. So I do play handheld like about 40% of the time, 30, 40. Okay. But yeah, so that's the thing. I do like that it's coming out the same day as Metroid Dread. So me as a Metroid fan, I'm like, yeah, that's good. Keep pushing it, Tino. Don't stop pushing that. So but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's honestly, at the end of the day, it has, despite people on Twitter being like, blah blah blah, whatever, rumors and stuff, it's a very small upgrade. I think for brand new Switch owners, you're going to be eaten, because you're going to get overall just better build quality, better kickstand, more internal storage, the dock level Ethernet port. So if you're really trying to get into Smash like that, you don't have any excuse about plugging it in, unless whatever. So yeah, that's kind of like my thoughts on it. I'm not, for the record, I don't plan. If it was the 4K DLSS rumored one, then I would have been like, oh shit, now I gotta figure out $350, $400 or something if I did really want to fight and get this one at the end of the year. But since it's kind of that, I just look at it like, that's neat. Look forward to reading impressions when it gets closer to it. And yeah, that's it. So anyone wants a new Switch, I would say wait and get that one. $50 more. That is still kind of tough, but overall, you get Ethernet port, the dock. That's like the only docking improvement. Everything else looks a lot better. You're gonna get the better storage, better battery life. Joy-Cons might still be Tokyo drifting, but just your mileage may vary, I guess. That's really all I have to say about it. Y'all got anything else for it?
No, I mean, you more or less covered it all, man. It's
See, the plan was to get this and give my old Switch to Amanda, my sister, but I don't know if I could justify getting this because I don't really play handheld like that. So all the benefits of this thing is handheld.
More or less handheld.
Exactly.
I did like that. We didn't mention that. I don't know if you mentioned it. Maybe I missed it, but I thought you didn't say it. The little the flap on the back, the stand. It's a better stand. It looked to me. It looked like it's a better.
Oh, it's
stand.
Way better. Yeah, because this thing barely attaches.
Variable
height. Yes, that was a great thing too.
And, and the positions. Yes.
Because they made sure to show that in the video trailer.
I thought that was dope. So I did like there are things here that I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's just not enough for me.
And it's 350, man.
I tell you guys all the time. I said this before. I'm very consistent in this. If they had put Bluetooth in this, though I would be
that would probably be a killer app.
Even though I would be upset that it's not already on mine, I would trade mine in for the new one. I 100% would do it, no hesitation. Just for the Bluetooth capability, just to be able to put on my AirPods and play a game where, like, 100% wouldn't have even fought with you. This would be a different conversation. But
I think a lot of people will probably, hell, I'd probably look at it a little more too and be like, yeah, I do have these Bluetooth earbuds. That'd be nice.
I think it's a perfect thing, man. They just
a portable system.
Yeah, the Vitas had it, so
portable things.
The Vitas had it like a decade ago, so it's not like they can't do it. It's just I don't know.
Portable system, man. Like, come on, bro.
I need to do research because I need to see if the people that homebrew mod these. I need to see if they're able to activate the Bluetooth and make it work with Bluetooth. I'm just I need to do that. I just been.
I'm wondering if the Bluetooth technologies are like they would interfere with each other if they're like so close.
I wonder if that's part of it too. Because the Joy-Cons themselves, they're improved now, but like the first year, there was a thing where like if it got obstructed by a little thing or if it was in a piece of
paper, it would be disconnected.
Yeah, like if you put, if you put it like behind your back, that's clear. That's true obstruction. But yeah, stuff like that, little things like that. The signal was weak early on. They improved it. I think you can send it in; they'll improve it for free now. But yeah, so it's just a number of things, really. If you're looking to get a new Switch, wait till October. $50 more, but it's looking to be a decent enough for that. Us, not really worth the upgrade, so it's there. Come back with some bit more promising, Nintendo. Put some Bluetooth in it. I know y'all selling high, and y'all, I know y'all getting a little complacent. I know because we've seen it in the Wii, and so that's all I gotta say on that, y'all.
Yeah, man. That's for sure. Next up, we got the Xbox All Access plan, and I am not here to make Xbox jokes. I think this thing is amazing. I've told y'all this behind the scenes. Y'all know
I think you're on a streak now, man. I don't think you've joked on Xbox in past.
I've been defending them for a bit.
Because they have been making moves.
They're making moves, man.
They've been
unless Halo looks really bad again somehow, but so far it's been nothing but up, in my opinion.
Oh, they've been doing a good job, bro. I'm proud of them. Like,
console as a service is what they're.
And my thing is, it makes so much sense because
it really does.
For as low as $23 a month, you can get an Xbox console with Game Pass and access to all those games. You don't have to buy a game. You just get all those games, and any game that comes first. We know there's a bunch of Bethesda games that go there first day one. We know a bunch of the primary studio stuff goes there day one, and you'll have a console. Not like you have to wait for it to get the Game Pass PC. You have a console to play the full Game Pass library.
Yeah, and since that's the Ultimate too, because like before we recorded, I didn't even know they had the full Ultimate bundle. That has all of their versions of Game Pass. Like they have the console, PC, and cloud. The cloud has the banjos, and I'm just like
so look at that. So when I see that, I'm like, and then in this, you're getting that for basically the price of the console. Right? When you do the math on it, you get it for because it's a 2-year deal that you're getting into. The one thing that I will say, the only criticism I have of it all is I don't see anywhere if there's a penalty for paying off early. So my thing is there doesn't seem to be much interest or any interest on it. But I just wonder if you'll be able to, if like say you come to some money or you just save a little extra, you got whatever, however you end up having a couple extra $100 in your pocket and you say, hey, I want to put in, extra 150 this month and I want to pay it off. Are you allowed to do that without getting penalized in some way or anything like that? Like, do you have to stick to the 2 years strict monthly payment? I'd want to know that. But other than that, I can't see a downside to it. You pay the price of a console and you get the console plus access to a big ass game library full of cross-gen games, exclusive games, all types of different shit. And you get to play them right there, and you don't have to for 20. You can spend no money up front, sign up for this, get the console and everything you need, and then $25 a month, and you don't have to spend another dime. That's crazy. And obviously, like 23 is for the Xbox One S, and then 25 is for the Xbox Series S, and then it's 35 for the Xbox Series X, which is the big boy, the PS5 equivalent boy, right? My thing is I don't need the big. I have a PS5. I don't need to have the grandest Xbox experience. I don't, not knocking anybody who does that or gets that one or has that. That's great. I just don't know that I need that. But there are some game stuff that I do want to experience, and I think I'll be just fine with a Series S.
Yeah, and I think some of the the actual studios now, the Xbox owns, their internal, the Bethesdas, and stuff they partner with. I'm sure that stuff will still be well optimized for the Series S. Where so far for some games that's come out, I haven't really seen anything egregiously terrible on it. I mean, yeah, the lower resolution. The only things that will push 4K are very few indies I've seen, like The Tourist and what's that one game? The Falconeer or something like that. It's like a bird flying game. Came out recently. But overall, you probably expect 1080 to 1440p, 60 frames, some games 120 frames, stuff like that.
And for me, it gives me another avenue to play different types of games. I can go play MLB The Show over there for that. I genuinely believe I'm gonna get this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep on top of this, and I'm gonna figure out how to grab one of these. And I'm going to get into that all access plan because I think that is a very, very good deal. And for me, it just helps, right? I don't want to spend $300 on your system today. Even though the 2 years the way I read it, it seems like the 2 years you're locked into that. You can't back out of it or cancel it and return the system. So it's not like you can basically treat it like a rental and return it. When you're doing it, you're agreeing to the full 2 years and you're stuck. You're kind of stuck at that. And I believe that's why I asked the question of, can I just pay early? I just want to, hey, let me just grab some money and pay this off early now that I'm really enjoying it and I see the value. Can I pay it off early and still have my access to Game Pass for 2 years and everything like that from the whole time? But if not, hey man, find one of your credit cards, keep it paid off, and just tell them charge that and just go. Because for me,
for real,
$25 a month, man,
that's really good.
I mean, you get a console and access to that kind of library. My thing is, Sony couldn't even do this if they wanted to. If they wanted to give you a PS4 Pro and let's say
PS Now or something.
PS Now, that's not comparable to that. Yeah. It's not. It's just not. And y'all know I love Sony. I'm a PlayStation fan. I'll support them all the way. That's not a comparison. That wouldn't work. So yeah, man, I shout out to them. I'm interested. I think I'm going to try to get one. I will let y'all know how it works out. But I'm going to try and keep my eye on this because I'm.
Yeah, I'll keep eyes out when it goes up for all access, and I'll be like, yo, doink, ping.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like for me, even though we do the podcast, I think we're pretty clear that we may have a bit of a PlayStation bias. A draw is probably the most middle of the road of all of us. You know, but
they
just
all
for the
offer
sake
something.
for the sake of discussion, it'd be nice to have for one of us at least, to have an Xbox to be able to experience some of the things that are over there. And
man, you'll be able to. Oh, I'll actually be jealous because the one feature that Xbox the consoles have that the PlayStation 5 doesn't is oh god, what's it called? Quick resume.
What's that?
Basically, you'll be able to have like a bunch of games queued up to like in sleep mode, so you can just turn it on. You can switch team on the fly, like if you pause, or if you even if you don't even pause, like if you just like I don't know, like let's say like you just do one swing and you get a home run and MLB the show, whatever, but then it's about to switch and you're about to be pitching. But let's say you got to dip and go out somewhere. You can just put in the quick pause it, put in the quick resume, turn the console off, put it to sleep, go out, come back a few hours later, be like, where was I? Oh yeah, quick resume is here. But then you're like, oh, maybe I want to, for whatever reason, try Destiny 2 on here. I don't know why. Just throwing it out there. You can just switch to Destiny 2 on the fly. Boom, it's loaded right there. I mean, you have to reconnect to the servers and everything because it's online and shit. But yeah, but then you're like, oh, actually, fuck Destiny 2 right now. I'll hop back on this. Boom, you can flip through it immediately. So you can have like a bunch of games just kind of stored in like its memory. And that shit is like really dope. It's not like the PlayStation 5 Switcher where you can have like a quick, like the last 2 games or apps you use and you just load them up. They'll be running in the background the whole time. And there's a limit. There's a hard limit. Usually the smaller, older games, you can queue more of those up.
Yeah.
Like the bigger games, I think it's like certain limits.
Of course.
To it. So yeah,
that's really dope. Yeah, I want to.
When we do get to that, yeah.
I mean, my thing is, I think I want to do the Series S, and I don't know if I would like to see it because I know you said the Xbox One S had a feature there where you could upgrade after 18 months. And I would wonder, I hope that maybe at some point, maybe they offer that same thing if you get the Series S, because I'd like to get the Series S. And what if I'm like, just like, yo, you know what? I really enjoy having an Xbox again. This is actually really dope.
I would say
I might go buy a custom controller. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, hey,
I'd be thinking about the controller.
You know what? Maybe I just want to jump up. Is there a path for me to say, hey, can I hope I would want there to be a path for me to be able to say, hey, I had a great time with this. You sold me on your system, on your platform again. I love it. I want to come back full stop, and I want to be full next gen. I want to have a next gen Xbox X, my next gen PS5. I've already paid all this money for this one. Can I send this back to you in perfect condition and get some sort of discount onto the next one, and then maybe pay off that and get the other console? I'd like that to be something as well, not just for the 1S up and up. I would want there to be something from each step.
That would be that. Yeah. From the little
I didn't see anything
earlier,
like that, but
I didn't see it either. But that'd be really dope if they do that. I honestly think they just have the 1S thing as like a layover because they introduced this program like 2 years ago, and it was 1S and 1X. And
yes, okay, I think I do remember that.
And since the series consoles are out, they phased out 1X because they're like, no, buy our latest, stronger console. Right. And then 1S is like the super duper budget one. I think is literally like,
I think it should be a little cheaper.
Yeah. Or honestly,
I think if just $2 less. I think if they sold it, and this might be a stretch. I think if they sold it for 15.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I think
you'll have college kids doing that.
I think you'd have it.
Got no sort of credit.
And my thing is, wouldn't that be better? I think it'd work. I think it would work. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know enough about the finance and everything behind it. So I feel like I'm speaking out my ass. But at $15, I mean, they're sold out now. I just went looking for one now just to see if I could grab one. All the places are sold out. I'm gonna have to get on my PS5 search hat to go find one of these.
I'm telling you, once it comes up, it's so the thing with Xbox versus PS5s, on average, I think Sony is producing as they can. They're producing more PS5s, the digital and the regular version, more so than the numbers that Xbox produces. Because like some of the dudes on Twitter, when they say, oh, it's up, they however they can get their connects, they can see the numbers of the consoles that's like in the systems. And like for the most part, PS5 is like at least double the number of whatever Xbox puts out. And they usually put out more Series X versus the Series S. Mm-hmm. So, but when the Series S do go up, since there's a less of a demand for them, even though it's a lesser stock, they should be, in theory, a little easier to grab.
Yeah, and that's what I want. Yeah, you know me, digital games. I love I don't
I
need nothing else taking up no more space. I'm cool. I lost all sentiment till I had to the physical copy.
As much as I do like physical for like Switch and like PlayStation stuff, yeah, I would probably go full like digital for
especially
Xbox.
With Game Pass. I think it just
that's the main reason.
It kind of just encouraged you to just
unless like Just a Radio Future suddenly they're like, oh, that's an old Xbox game that's backwards compatible, and I'd be like, you fuckers, I guess.
Well, yeah. I get it if you have something like I could see myself picking up like maybe a Gears of War or something like that, you know, and maybe if they had a newer.
I think all the Gears are on Game Pass.
Yeah, and there's Gears of War. I haven't played a couple of them. Still Gears. Which one is the one I'm missing now?
Just play 5.
I don't even remember. I think 5 is the last one I'm missing now.
5 is actually.
Did we beat 4 in? I think we beat 4. I feel like we did. I think that's the last one we beat.
3.
Just was it 3? Was that the one with that big mission with the little thing spinning in the middle and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Got that one? We were running around forever. We died like 10 times first, and then we finally beat the shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
that was 3. I'm pretty sure that was 3. That was the one we beat together, but I think I beat 4. But I think I beat 4 though. I feel like 4 was right at the tail end.
Yeah, I think you did. You beat 4.
Actually, shoot. If we do ever get to that and you do want to try the latest Gears, let me know, because on PC and console it's got full crossplay. So I always want to test.
No, I think I've talked myself into this over the last. I mean, from the day I saw it, I was interested, and now I think over the last couple of days, I have fully talked myself into this. So, I think I'm going to do my best to get one of these. I will. I'll let y'all know when it happens. Only thing I wish about the Xbox Series S is that it was black. I wish it wasn't a white console, because you know how I feel about that.
Everyone loves black consoles over here.
we do black consoles over here, guys. All right. So I don't know. Can you change like the shell on the? I don't know. Maybe I'll just get like a cover or something for it, a sticker, Xbox Series S sticker. D brand got something for me, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they do. Maybe colorware or whatever. One of those.
You know, I'll try to
probably when you own it. Actually, I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe it's in the fine print or something. So
I am in a D brand. Oh well, yeah. You probably want to not do it till you fully own it. That's true.
I did search like in between that, and I did see a couple of Reddit posts. Some people did pay it off early. Like some person said they got it. They got the Series X1. They paid the first 35, and they're like, wait, I'll just pay it off. And he's paid off the next month or something.
Right.
And so they just had Game Pass Ultimate for like just 2 straight years and have to worry about it.
Oh, so you just
nice.
Yep. Yeah, but he didn't say what retailer, or they didn't say what retailer was. So I feel
like if you can do it with one, you should be able to do it anywhere. So
yeah, right.
I would. That's perfect. That is perfect.
I don't see why they wouldn't allow that.
Think about this, guys. Think about this. And don't get me wrong. I know everybody's in different financial situations. Everybody has different scenarios. But I'm just saying for a single, I would say single, that's not even true either. But just for a regular person out there with, typical responsibilities, you got your bills, rent, things like that. You can go into one of these retailers or go to a Windows store and you can get a console, take it home with you, no upfront cost, a controller, no upfront cost. You can actually go in there and spend your money on an extra controller. Take that home and get home and have a whole library of games to play for 2 years,
bro. It's pretty ridiculous. you will probably get like, what's it called?
And then your
like paralysis of choosing stuff.
You can just make a half payment and then make the other half payment the next month. If you're working a salary job or something like that, that's not hard. In 2-3 months, you could have it paid off. Or spread it out to whatever you're willing. You don't have to. What I'm saying is, you don't have to make that $300 stretch out 2 years if you don't want to. You can stretch it out over 6 months, 4 months.
Treat like whatever phones.
Pay a little extra and just get rid of a bill.
Yep.
Unless you really need to only pay $25 a month, which I understand. There's no judgment. But if you don't need to, and you can pay it off early with no penalties and get 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate. Bro, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lament over this again, but it's a great deal, I think. I'm trying to find the flaw. Like, it's not. I don't think there's a flaw here. Like, it's just a great deal, and it's probably a loss leader for them. I'm sure they're probably losing a little bit of money up front on this, but it's a great deal, man. Like, if you don't have an Xbox, this is how you get in. Even if you're a PS PlayStation fanboy, whatever those weird niggas on the internet do. This is cool, bro. You should want to experience the other side of things in a way like this. It's
a great option.
People who are Xbox loyalists are never going to get this opportunity.
No, they've already secured their Xbox Series X. Maybe
no. What I'm saying is, if you're somebody who's like Xbox first, you buy Xbox, you were hype on Xbox, that's what you got. There's never going to be or I'm not gonna say never, but I don't foresee an opportunity where you're going to get the chance to get a PlayStation on any sort of deal like this. A PlayStation for $25 a month, no upfront cost, and you get access to the big PlayStation library. All we got, even as PlayStation members who've paid for all of our PlayStation Plus and everything, we got the PlayStation collection, which a lot of us own most of those games anyway. So, and it's not a knock. If you're a brand new PlayStation owner, that's a great collection to have off rip. It is. Yep. It's a nice little collection. I'm not knocking it, but it's not like, it's not like the craziest thing. There's no new titles. It doesn't expand the way we expect it to expand. PlayStation Now is just,
it's clearly just the greatest hits of the past like 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's not great. So
6.
Yeah, man. I think that's a great deal. I genuinely do. Shout out to Xbox. Clap it up for them.
Yeah, honestly, if I end up going the route building the PC and just kind of going that Game Pass route, I probably would have messed around and got one of them like 2 years ago and just paid it. It definitely was a thought, especially when they're fixing the Halo Master Chief Collection finally. I'll keep saying it over all the years doing this podcast and talking to anybody. That was the whole reason why I did not get an Xbox the generation. That was the main thing I was going to get. And then they fucked it up in the beginning, and here we are now. So yeah, it's definitely a good look. Yeah, man. So yeah, whenever I see, I'll definitely let you know. I'll let you know and be like, yo, it's
yeah, man, for sure. You see them available or any sort of announcements for them that I may have missed, man. Please send them to me. I'm even in this podcast, I just talked myself into it. So there we go.
The man has spoken.
I'm already looking on D brand at the skins.
Oh wow, they do have.
They do have a bunch of series.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at skins.
Hey, you might be able to get like a really fire one.
Yeah, they don't got to worry about
the vent, the fan vent or whatever, because it's like an off color thing.
Unless you
black out everything.
No, it's black. I'm looking at they got like the purple and the blue. I don't know. We'll see. Gotta see what Ashley wants, because she gonna want to play Fable on it. So
black with a purple grill. Got it.
Yeah, we might do the purple one. The purple one is cool. They got a little red one that's kind of dope too. But I've been on my my light blues and stuff too with the. I didn't got to show you guys my shirt today. I didn't got to show you guys my birthday shirt. Shout out to Ashley again.
That's right.
The Martian Manhunter birthday shirt.
It's dope. Listeners only. It's dope. Look, check out the YouTube to see it.
Yeah, check out. Hey, listen, bro. If you're not, come on, man. You gotta go to YouTube, bro. Gotta go to YouTube. But yeah, man. No, that's really dope, man. Shout out to Xbox. Great session.
Microsoft and their subscriptions. It's the strength.
Cool. Okay. Last thing for console T we got here. Sony State of Play. They had a State of Play. Was that Wednesday, Thursday? What day was it again?
It was Thursday. It was Thursday. Like at 5.
Thursday.
They announced it the same day as the Switch OLED, which is funny.
Yes.
All right, y'all hilarious, but I'll be.
I thought it was a. I felt like there was no hype around it. I didn't feel like there was like a big social media push during the announcements or anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like even during like the most recent Nintendo Direct, I felt like I felt like my social media, like Twitter specifically. When I say social media, I really normally mean Twitter. But I felt like my Twitter like kind of was. I saw a lot of that pop up. A lot of Nintendo tweets and oh my god, this character and this thing and all that.
Oh yeah.
But Sony State of Play, I didn't see a lot of that. And so maybe that gave me the feeling of it being a little more underwhelming than it was.
That is the only good
thing. Some of these games, now that I look back at some of these now, I'm like, some of these do look really cool and interesting, and I do want to play some of these. I'm sorry.
Generally, I was going to remark to say, like, generally, so far, State of Plays, they pretty much set the tone of what to expect. I like that because even like most times, I'm never like, oh man, this was trash. Well, I think one of the other ones recently
there was
kind of
underwhelming,
more underwhelming than I expected. But most of them, I'm usually like decently whelmed, or like, oh, that's pretty great. Like, words escape me for some reason. Oh yeah, but no, I agree. It was decent. It wasn't a lot, but it was mostly show more of Deathloop, which I wanted to see more of that.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So we got into it, and we'll just kind of run through some of the games here that they talked about and everything and what was announced. And so the first thing, only reason I'm mentioning this one is because I wish it was a regular game. Moss Book 2, it's a VR game, and it's like a little mouse, and he's fighting stuff, and I don't know, it looked cool, bro. He got a sword. I like stuff like that, like Legend of the Hidden, K, Legend of the Hidden something, whatever game that is. The K, the little tiger kid, the little cat.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I love that game. I can't remember the full name of the game, but I love that game. I have it on. I got it on PS5 actually. You can download it and play it. Mm-hmm. I do like that game. Yeah, it got remastered for PS4, so it's still on here. So I enjoy that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if y'all had deep thoughts on it, but I just thought it looked cool. It's just sucked.
Oh no, I liked it. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's getting a sequel, and I was like, I would try if it wasn't on VR. And then they're just like PSVR, and I was like, all right then. I mean, I'm not VR to me still in this place. I don't think I would ever invest in it on PC because even the most popular VR stuff are the PlayStation VR just because it's more it's more accessible. That's the word. It's more accessible. I mean, you got a lot of cables and you have a separate adapter, but I think when they released the PSVR 2,
this new one, the new one that they've been talking about,
they can get rid of.
They said it's one cable. That was the rumor. I don't know if that's still true.
No, they said that it's on their blog.
Perfect. Yeah, and
they just they have a blog about it. They didn't show it.
It's one cable is crucial, dog.
I think the only thing if there would be any VR I would get into, it would be PSVR. Just because it has a decent support, Astrobot initially was a VR game, and then they made the Playroom specifically for like the DualSense showcase and stuff. And that game is a lot of fun just for what it is. I'm not gonna really say no to any PSVR in the next 5 years. I'll just keep an eye on it. And if it makes sense for
the price has to make sense is my thing. If they put out the PSVR 2,
there's enough games.
If it's $250, I could see myself wanting to get one.
Right. I mean, there's been bundles. There's been like two. I think the current one has been bundled at that price with a few things, but at the same time, the cables.
I don't like the setup. I don't like how it was designed. I think it's a poor design right now. It looks cool, and even if the price gets cheap, I don't want this one. I want the new one, but I want it to be
I think it's reasonable to.
I wouldn't pay
keep an eye out.
I think $250 is a solid number. If it's anything less than that, I'd be super happy and I'd probably jump on it quicker. But $250 is where I'd say, hey, this is on my radar to pick up when I have extra money.
I'm expecting the new one to be $300.
Yeah, I would take $350, $400 to be honest. I wouldn't, and if it was closer to $500, I wouldn't be surprised. Not gonna lie, but if they want it to sell. If they want to get people into VR, they want more people to have VR in their homes, and they want it to sell, $250, I think, is where you got to play to that. And I think you'll have a lot of people jumping in and trying it out.
There's been a couple of games I've been intrigued with the VR version of it, like that indie game Thumper and stuff like that.
I want to try that Batman VR. That always looked
Batman VR. There's an Iron Man VR game that came out, but I don't think that's good.
I don't know if any of these games are good.
Beat Saber is fun. Beat Saber is fun.
Beat Saber. Oh yeah, Beat Saber. Yeah, I know you talked about Beat Saber before though.
Beat Saber is fun. Yeah.
You know what the weird thing for me is the VR game. When we see trailers of them, I feel like they never look great. Like they always. And I'm like, so the trailer doesn't entice you. I think it's the experience of actually having the helmet on and being invested and being immersed and doing the actions or whatever you're doing. I think that is what gets you in, but you need to get over your initial price hump and get the stuff to bring it in. And with us doing the podcast stuff, I got enough cords and stuff already. All right, like I'm sure all the technology I have sitting around makes this room hot enough. I got ring lights. I got all types of bullshit.
I got an APC, and then I got this. What's this? 9 outlet
I don't even have my outlet strip.
Power strip.
Okay. Like
I did that yesterday.
I don't have my outlet strip here right now. When we move, outlet strip is coming right back out. Like I have an outlet strip in here because I have so much shit plugged in all around camera and this is just one camera. I need another camera. Like, stop, bro. Like, yeah, no, I don't need 10 more cables from a VR system at all. Give me one cable, sell it to me at a decent price so I can get in and start experiencing some of these games. And I think they need to give it. See, my thing is, because what do we get right now? We get one PS5 game and 2 PS4 games and 1 PS3 game. I think it is something like that. If they're still,
no, they have been doing PS3 for a while.
Have they been cutting off PS3?
PS Plus? They've cut off PS. They cut off PS3.
I wasn't sure.
And I
know they don't show it on the PS5 at all.
I think they cut it like 2 years ago.
I wasn't sure if you could still see the PS3 game. I didn't know if PS3 still got a PS Plus game. So
no, they cut it off like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, that makes sense. So I look at it like we're getting one PS5 game. I feel like you can give us 2 PS5 games, 2 PS4 games, and
probably not enough PS5 games yet. I mean, I can see them getting to that point.
When I say PS5, I mean, okay, you're right. Maybe it is not enough yet for 2.
I think I can see them bumping up to 2.
So I was even gonna say they could do stuff like director's cuts and anything that has like small upgrade. It doesn't have to necessarily be a PS5 exclusive, but it can be like, hey, this game has an upgrade on PS5. This game has a PS5 upgrade in some way. Here's a free version. You can download free.
So far, some of the games that they have been tying in to be the PS5 game have been getting updates. Like this recent one, that Plague Tale game.
Yeah, it's that too.
That
just the PS4 game with upgrades.
And then I think last month or the month before, they had that Wreckfest game, which is like kind of like a Burnout-esque game or something, some Destruction Derby-esque game. That got its PS5 update.
Yeah.
And I think another few months back, that Shark game, Maneater, that Shark game, had a PS5 update too. So I think they are kind of sort of tying it in. I honestly think just not enough PS5 upgrade.
You're right.
Yeah. I definitely know. I see like in the future for sure, like 2-3 years or something. Once I guess we get out of this microchip shortage, and, we can buy them in stores and they actually making games for the thing, like for real. Then I think that's when PlayStation or Sony will, start offering 2 for PS Plus. Monthly.
You know what I think they need to do though. I think they need to offer 2 PlayStation Plus games per month, and I also think they need to offer 2 PS5, 2 PS4, and then at least one or 2 PSVR games. I think would be the key for that. Personally, I think each system
they've offered some VR games.
I know they have offered some, but normally it's in replacement of one of the games that we were getting for our console systems. Everybody doesn't have VR. I don't feel like it's fair to replace one of our regular console games with a VR game. Because now I got a couple of VR games in my library because they've given them to us. But I was like,
Resident Evil 7.
Yep. And but you can play that without VR too, right?
Right. No, that was another thing I was going to say. Like games like that, it's not just strictly 100% VR, but does have a VR aspect, and it's part of the PS Plus collection.
That's true too.
So that's just it's an example, but no, I do see what you mean. Yeah,
that's all.
They have to get a bit more strategic with their offerings.
Yeah, for sure. I guess what I would want them to do is I want them to. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, just have more enticing selection or something?
I want that's what I want them to do. I want them to make PlayStation Plus. I want them to make what the PlayStation Plus, I want them to make it a library.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what you mean.
Instead of PS Now. If you decide you want to get PlayStation Plus today, you get access to every game that's been on a PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that would be.
Now I can understand there's probably some exceptions in there with yearly release games or games that may not have licenses, and I get it. We're not going to get all of them.
Not Black Ops, Call of Duty. Yeah, like this one.
Some of those.
Black Ops 4 is on there. I thought about downloading, but I was like, I'm not
downloading. I already owned it.
It's going to take up
because it's a Black Ops.
Yeah,
I'm a Black Ops 4. Anytime they put out literally.
Wait, did you get Cold War?
Yes. Any game. I bought it for Ian. I bought it and then bought it for Ian. Listen,
there you go.
Stop. Like, listen. If them niggas say Call of Duty and Black Ops, Derek is buying it. It could be a blank disc when I put it in, and I'll be like, oh, they got me.
Yeah, they definitely would have got you because
would have got me. Black Ops, it's that. Black Ops is like, it's just like when Drake said I could sell a blank CD. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, Drake can. If Drake said, "Yo, this is my new CD," I'd go get it, and then I'm like, "Oh, this shit is blank." Oh,
has a CDR logo on it and everything.
I'm like,
but it has Drake's and it has OVO or whatever.
I'm like, this ain't
has an owl logo. That's it.
I bought the blank Drake CD. Ain't that some shit?
Just like a bunch of random CDRs. And
guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go burn some Drake onto that shit, and I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna burn some old Drake right onto that. I got a couple Drake playlists I can put on a blank CD. When the last time I had a blank CD anyway? Come on. So nah, man. Yeah. I wish they would do something like that so that it can be more enticing for new players coming in because, I look at myself and and this is the last thing I got on this. We can move on with State of Play. Sorry, but I look at myself and I look at my library and it's got like 200 some plus games on it. And that can sound really massive, because it just sounds like a big number. Like, how do you get that many games? Especially since they're all digital. I don't have any physical copies. And obviously I've come on here before and talked about sales and everything like that, but I've also been collecting PlayStation Plus games for years now. I mean, basically since we got our PS4s, you know what I mean? Since right at the beginning of that, I've been collecting PlayStation Plus games.
I do that too. Well, the ones I have interest in,
every single one, at least add it to the library. And I'm glad we don't have to download them now in order to add them to the library anymore.
That makes it easier.
Used to be a thing. You have to like start the download so it would add to the library and then like either delete it or let it download and then delete it and all types of shit. Now you can just add them to your library. But that's how my library grew so big. So there's times when I'm just like, damn, I don't feel like playing nothing with what I have. And I can just scroll through a library of games and be like, oh yeah, these are games I've been collecting basically for the last 6 years. And I just play this random thing. Like this looks kind of interesting now. Let me just hop into this and see what this is like. You know what I mean? Like, and there isn't and there's not a big enough collection, I feel like, for that. The PlayStation Plus collection is a nice start. It is a nice start to have. Yes, okay, you got PS Plus. You get access to the PlayStation Plus collection. There's some great games in there. God of War, all types of. There's good games. Like I know that. But it just doesn't feel like enough when you see what Game Pass has to offer as far as not only old games that you can just hop in and play something, right? Like including EA Play, which you can, don't get me wrong, like, yes, they don't have the latest versions of the sports game, but you could hop in and play at least the sort of latest versions of most of these games. You can play Jedi Fallen Order. You can come in and play these games on a new console for free because it's included in your pass, in your bundle. It's just like, it's hard to justify what Sony is doing with their stuff. And I know, like, obviously we're Sony fans, like, they've got great exclusives, great single player games. I agree with all of that, but there has to be something that entices new people to want to come over and be invested and be able to experience a lot of those exclusives, even if it wasn't like Xbox where there's a lot of third-party stuff in there still. Like if it was just a nice library of some of the older exclusives that we could play, like that would be dope too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Because imagine if the only place you could play Kingdom Hearts 2 was in a Sony backlog library. You know what I mean? Like now, obviously they have that. They have the collection. You can play that on Xbox or, PlayStation. But before, the only place you could get, oh wait, is the collection on both? It might not be. Kingdom Hearts 3 is on both, but the collection might not be on both. Might be capping that. I don't know, and I'm not gonna look it up. Who cares? But the fact of the matter is, it would be dope for people to be able to say, "Yo, get a PlayStation." If you get a PS5 right now, imagine if you want to get your boy a PS5. You're like, "Yo, if you buy a PS5, I'll pay for your PlayStation Plus for 3 months or whatever. I'll give you 3 months of PlayStation Plus, and you'll get all these games you have access to." You might not hear for this nigga for 3 months. He's like, "Hey, bro, don't even worry. I'm paid for the next 5 years of PlayStation Plus because I got access to all these games, this whole backlog." Like, it just would be so dope. And plus I know that with this, I'm gonna get access to some of our new games. Day one, I'll be able to play some games up front. Like, Sony just can't stand losing that money up front and not making a big ass profit off of it, which I get, I understand. Because don't get me wrong, like I don't know what the trade-off is for the Xbox model. You know what I mean? Like a game like Deathloop, what if that game just came to a PlayStation service, you could just play it for free immediately, you didn't have to buy it? I don't know what that would do to that developer. I don't know how that would affect them. So I don't even know if developers are even in favor of this specifically. But I don't know. And I feel like Xbox is probably just taking a bit of a hit on some of these games that they're giving out for free, essentially. Not free, but giving out as part of their bundle and not making you have to pay full price for them. They are giving away some of their power with that. But I feel like they need to in order to sell consoles, which is fine. It's just, that's enticing, but Sony can do the same thing with older titles, with titles that nobody's spending the full price on anymore. You know what I mean? Like you can do this. You have a big enough library to still do this. So yeah, I don't know. Quick question. Before we leave Xbox, this is my last real question. Is Spec Ops: The Line on Game Pass?
I don't think so. But that game is usually dirt cheap. Well,
or can you? I'll buy it. Don't get me wrong. I will buy it.
Yeah,
but I just wondered if it was on Game Pass.
Did you have the disc?
Way back in
college?
I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I had it.
Oh, okay. So, okay. It's usually dirt cheap. It's not on the. That game has kind of just become like a cult. Right, oh, it's 30. Yeah, it'll go on sale again. At least it goes on sale somewhat.
I love that game. I want to stream that game for anybody that's never seen it before. That's how you tell a story in a video game. That is a perfect game. I have nothing bad to say about that game. That game is a perfect game. It's a mind fuck. Spec Ops: The Line, top quality Xbox game, top quality.
Oh, I'm not even sure if this studio exists.
It might not even exist anymore. I'm not surprised by that.
They're German.
I don't understand, bro. How they weren't allowed to do another game. My thing is, this game doesn't even need a sequel. I'm just selfish and want something else built by these niggas that does anything similar to this. I'm so intrigued by their storytelling that what they did with this. It's amazing. But anyways, yeah, if I get an Xbox console, I'm streaming that up front for y'all. I'm gonna stream Spec Ops: The Line first before I get into anything else. It'll only take about a weekend or so to beat it, so it'll be fine. Well, maybe a week or so, depending on my time constraints. I got podcast edit and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay. All right. We were talking about State of Play. A lot of Xbox came up in State of Play.
We were.
A lot of
Xbox fanboy now, man.
I'm an Xbox fanboy now, right?
Talk more than I have the past 2
months. Right? Like, but I'm fair, right? I'm fair because when they do some bullshit, I'm the first nigga here to get into the slander.
Yeah,
I'm right here at the front lines. So when they do good shit, I want to give them good props. Okay. The second game we saw is a game that I know me and Gerard said. I don't know if Ian was as intrigued by it, but I know we were saying that it was interesting. It's called Arcadegeddon. It's like arcade, like an arcade, and then Geddon, like Armageddon. So it's a play on that. They say it's a new hero shooter out. It's in early access right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You said it's $20. I might spend that.
It's not. No, it's definitely.
I might do that. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm interested too. I'm just not really got the time for another like indie online type of game because I still play Knockout City off time to time.
Yeah, true. How you been enjoying that?
It's still been fun.
Yeah,
it's definitely still been fun. They've been they're gearing up for their first big update. I don't know if it's next week, but I know it's this month. They're gonna add a new map, a new dodgeball, like specific ball, give you stat changes and stuff. And I think they cycle out the playlist per week. I noticed they have like a multi-team one, like 2v2v2. That's been pretty interesting. And then of course ranked. So
the game 2v2. Oh, I'm gonna hop in there with you, Gerard. Hold on, I'll download Knockout City for you, bro. We get in there.
Yeah.
I might be trash at first, but I'll
everybody's trash when you first start. But the good thing, the game is just super easy to pick up. Once you understand passing is the way, then we just work on buying people. They still have the free to play up to level 25. They still have that. They have not gotten rid of that because they know they have.
Didn't they give it to us for free though?
No.
I'm gonna turn on the PlayStation. I love PlayStation Pod because I get to do this.
Oh God, to show the red DualSense again.
It's controller.
I'm hating.
Yo, it's my birthday, dog. You couldn't stop hating for one day, bro.
You're right.
It's my birthday, my nigga. Damn.
You said my bad.
Controller, man. That
Damn.
thing's pretty.
Y'all see how? Yo, that's my best friend right there. Bro, you see how this nigga do me, bro?
If you're not me, then who?
I mean,
that's a beautiful controller, man. Today.
Yo, Ian, does your birthday fall on a pod day? Hey, we changing the pod day to Saturdays. We changed the pod day to Saturdays, so I can hate on your birthday, nigga. I had to go look. When is this nigga birthday, man? Cause golly, bro. Come on, love my controller, man.
Hey, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Let me see that thing again. Let me see it.
Oh, movement. Turn that.
You're gonna drop that blue one next.
Okay.
And you think I won't give them this, bro? You think I won't give them my money?
I know you will. That's why I mentioned blue one.
Boy, stop. And I got this. Shout out to Pat Rice, man. Shout out to Patrice, man. Because she lets me come to her house, talk a whole bunch of shit, and crack all the jokes I want, and she still loves me through it. So I love Patrice for that. And then she still gives me gifts. She let me finally get this this PS5 dock controller. So she can't.
Oh, you got the charging station?
Yeah, because she can't.
I think she put us all on to that because I
got one too.
As soon as that black one came out, I was like, all right, now.
Yeah, now I can get a state. Yep,
it's over there right now. I mean, I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, well, y'all know I had messed up my first.
By whoever that is.
Thanks. Patrice needed a sponsorship for sure. She needed an advertisement deal tomorrow. We need to advocate for that. But y'all know I messed up my first DualSense with the white one not messed it up, but it still works obviously. But my analog, the rubber analog on it is just a little messed up. I kind of got.
Oh, it's worn a little, right?
Yeah, it's worn a little because I got rough thumbs a little bit. So
man.
I bought a new white one before. Maybe
you did buy a new
about a month or so before we got this announcement for the colored one. So I was a little upset when this got announced, but I was like, I'm not missing out on this because I should have known better because the white PS4 controllers and stuff didn't sell out crazy. Because I remember Devin went out and got one. We brought him. Well, of course, we brought Devin on the podcast to talk about it. Because the controller was easy to get. So, but I just felt like the colorways. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna put out like a limited stock or something. Like I don't want to miss out on getting a red one at all. So I wanted to jump. I not jumped because I'm an idiot, but I had to get it. So now I have 3 controllers. So it's perfect for me though, because I can put 2 controllers on the dock here and have them charging while I'm playing with one, and I'm using the cord that came with the system to charge your. Or did it come with the system, or did I buy a long one? I don't remember. But I'm using this cord that I was using with my PS5 to charge the controllers. Now it's charging that dock, and I just have the controllers on it. So I use one controller. When that dies, I pick up another one, drop the other one in, get right back to playing. I love it. Perfect.
I just alternate. Sometimes I'll use the black one today, or something. I'll use the white one today.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm back in college, alternating through controllers again. Granted, I feel like when we were in college, you could grab like a brand new controller for like $30 sometimes.
Oh yeah, because
the off-brand weren't bad. I felt like we were a little lucky still. I was also playing PS2 at the beginning of college, so.
Yeah. I mean, everything was super cheap. I mean, honestly, controller stuff back then was just way cheaper. I mean, now, the third-party stuff is still more affordable, in my opinion. But yeah, just the standard controllers they all make. Outside Xbox
controller.
Huh? Oh,
Astro controller.
I'm about to build my custom Xbox controller.
I've never really used one of those Astros controllers.
Expensive.
They're expensive. Oh, okay.
They modular. You can change out the.
I think you're talking about the PS4 one, right? I think there was. I remember.
You got an Xbox one too, I think, right?
You have an Xbox one. There was one that someone made that was modular, where you can move where the sticks were, and I looked at it, and I was like, I'm still one of those, asymmetrical stick people, and I just got used to the symmetrical ones on PlayStation, but. I saw the price and I was like, nah.
Y'all gonna judge me for building a custom Xbox controller before I get the console?
No. I mean, it depends. Like what? You gonna just make it so we're both sticks are down here or something?
No. I mean, I want to use the Xbox.
Oh, you're talking about the color? Oh, hell no! Oh no!
Y'all gonna judge me for getting the.
Hell no! Hey, you'll have one I won't. If anything, I'll just be like, damn, that looks sick. I fuck around.
Lie,
and they
just I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of miss having an Xbox controller. Not gonna lie, I do miss.
Yeah, I sometimes
miss Xbox. The 360 controller is goated. It's goated. We don't even argue about that over here. That's still to me the best controller. I don't. If you feel another way, I respect.
This is like my. I still use the Luna controller. It works fine. It really, I mean, it really is an Xbox.
I am sad that I didn't grab one of those. I'm upset that I didn't get one of those because those were good. I just didn't.
The buttons aren't quite up to snuff as the Xbox controllers.
Yeah, but it's a nice alternative.
It is a nice alternative. I mean,
when you brought it, that was a good. When you brought it in, we got to hold it. I was like, okay, now this is a great alternative.
This is decent.
That was good. Like, it's not perfect, but it was good. It was really good.
Yeah. D-pad's straight. I haven't really used a finding with it, but yeah, overall, I have no problems. I mean,
right.
So, but yeah. Like now, because they what was it? At E3 time or whatever let's say a month, I can't remember the exact time. They announced the new series controller design lab, which looked really dope. They got rid of a couple of colors, textures. They used to have like the metallic ones. Now they just have like matte and whatever. But yeah, overall, it looks fire. The only thing I'll let you know about the series controllers I've heard is that D-pad is very clicky and loud. So if you're playing it late, your folks, people might hear it downstairs. That's all I've heard people say. Really? And I'm just like, oh, that's really loud. But I mean, I like the design. It looks really cool. Like you're going around.
But you can get purple triggers. Oh my goodness, this is fire, dog.
Oh yeah, I've always like the cool thing to do is like just mess around with the designs and like save it and just be like, oh man, that'll be fire. Excuse me.
Yeah. I want this. These niggas.
I wouldn't judge you at all.
Money. And I can put on the classic Xbox buttons.
Yes, that's cool too.
When I send y'all this,
I think that's new. Actually, I think that's new. I remember, because I saw that, I was like, oh,
if I send y'all this, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, this nigga really,
he's really on hype on Xbox again.
I am.
First time.
I can engrave it. Oh no.
Yeah, you can engrave it. That you can put your gamer tag in it.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, that's why I don't go on too much, because if I get too excited, I might slip and put some in the cart, and I'll be like, "Oh no, why is this here?" And then somehow I'll accidentally hit, purchase and be like, "Oh God, how did I do that? Who controlled my hand at that point and did that?" But
oh man, that's dope. That's really dope, man. Shout out, Xbox do be doing some cool shit, man. Them niggas just need some fucking games.
Yeah, that's really all it is. That's They've been on the upswing for the past like 5 years. It's just the game stuff, and we're getting close, guys. Yeah, we're getting close. I think next year is when things will start rolling for sure. No, but yeah. So the state of play.
State of play. Arcade Geddon. How did I get back on Xbox controllers from Arcade Geddon? I don't know.
Because you said an excuse, a DualSense, and then mentioned Xbox controllers. Yes.
Okay, you're right.
So yeah, Arcade Geddon looks cool. It's out now. It's on PS4 as well. Oh geez, let me double check. Let's just say it's on PS5 and PC only right now in early access. It looks cool. Third person. Colorful, vibrant. I know some people have dropped the name Splatoon here. Actually, hell, the Kotaku article mentioned Splatoon looking multiplayer. They just say that because it's vibrant colors and things are cartoony. That's kind of what people say now. It looks dope. I think it's PvE. I don't know how many people you can have on your team and play. It's kind of, so it looks like it's a mixture of things. It say there's a part of the trailer where it's like you can collect loot. So it's like a looter. It's like a hero looter shooter. That's PvE. So yeah.
I'm gonna get it, bro. I'm gonna experience this for it.
Yeah, let me know how. Yeah, let us know how it is, because I am curious. I don't know if I can slide in another multiplayer game now, but I'll keep an eye on it because it does look fun.
Yeah, it looks interesting, man. It looks interesting, and I think it's too late for me to get into Splatoon. But if you think you're actually going to get into it,
Splatoon 3 will be next year. It's no need to get Splatoon 2 now. Just and that's for anyone, listeners, viewers, whatever. Wait for Splatoon 3 next year.
I'll wait here for you to get our arcade again. I'll let you know if it's worth the 20.
Okay, cool.
I feel like that's not too crazy to try out something that I really genuinely looked at and enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I get a Cash App. Shout out to our non-sponsor who should sponsor us, Cash App, who
Hey, that'd be a nice sponsor. Help
Have
power
our
the pod.
5% off, 5% off PlayStation.
Power the
boost.
pod.
You know.
That would be kind of clutch. But
we'll do that. So we'll get this. We'll get this arcade again for 5% off. And we will let that download, and I will try that later today, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out. Go ahead and it's only 3.82 gigabytes, people.
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing, dude. Yeah, even if you have like all the Call of Duties and shit,
you still have space for that.
You still have space for it.
Have space for that in a little pocket of your hard drive somewhere. A little arcade again space.
Yup.
There we go, man. I got that for us. There we go. Look, live on air. Live on air. I'm trying things for y'all. I'm putting myself on the line for y'all.
Absolutely.
For you.
Thankless job.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Some
heroes don't wear capes.
Right. Yeah, true. Some of us wear Martian Manhunter shirts.
True.
Like heroes. Okay. Some heroes idolize other heroes. Okay. Anyways, it's getting deep now. Okay. More state of play. Tribes of Midgard. I don't have much on it, but it did look like a cool game. I didn't see that game was going to Switch. I hope it does because that's the type of game that I want to Switch. It's not.
Well,
it sucks.
At the very least, it looks like
not yet. It looks like one of those games that maybe it's
console
PS5
exclusive.
Right now. It looks like one of those games that's PS5 now and might go to Switch later. So
I can see it being like
it's
a year
game
later.
that I'll probably throw on my wish list and on PS5 just because I like what that game looks like. Overall,
a
deep dive on it. I just like what it looks like. But if it goes to Diablo within 2 years, I'm going the Switch route.
Yeah, it looks like something to hold you over. I mean, it says it right here too. That's kind of why I mentioned. It looks like you can hold you over until like the Diablo 2 remaster. It's very Diablo-esque. It's like top down, isometric. Yeah, isometric, action-y RPG type look. So
I like it. I liked it. Yeah. And you had any Tribes of Midgard thoughts?
Yeah, it's multiplayer, right? Okay, yeah.
It's multiplayer. I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
The last time I played a game like this was on Dreamcast, actually. Funny enough.
Oh shit! Really? This man dropped the Dreamcast name in 2021
on Dreamcast. You know,
we looking like fossils. Zoomers can be like,
Dreamcast.
What's a Dreamcast? Dreamcast was honestly for the 2 years it was like out and popping. Dreamcast was that shit. I'm like all of us that were around and saw that shit come and everything. That shit was Dreamcast was dope. It was ahead of its time too.
It was.
Had internet capability.
Shout out to Soul Calibur.
Shout out to Soul Calibur. Shout out to Jet Set Radio, Sonic Adventure. Ready to rumble boxing. That game was fun.
You trying to get your ass kicked in Soul Calibur?
Which one?
So Fist is on.
Moving along. Yeah,
that's
Fist.
On,
in.
Forged in Shadow.
Why do you act like I didn't used to get my shit off?
Every now and again. What was his name?
Nightmare.
Nightmare used to get off one or two.
It would be sick. Like, yo, this nigga really getting the shit off. Hold on.
Pull out a combo out of his ass to take me out, but that's cool.
All right, so Fist. I'm looking at the trailer again.
But
it's a 2D action-y side scroller type game. And the graphics are really good. All the characters really look like Star Fox, which is a dub because Nintendo's fucking up with that. But anyway, you just really play as this rabbit dude who has a huge robotic fist. He punches enemies. He can do midair combos. There's this was she a leopard, a cheetah looking chick who reminds me of old girl from Sly Cooper. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Yeah, it honestly does look fun. Looking at this again,
I have never seen a side scroller.
$27
graphically.
27
enhanced. It's $27 with if you got play. I just looked at it.
We're getting to it now. We're like indies are like.
This is nuts.
It looks really nice.
It's in my wish list right now, bro. I want it. I'm not gonna pre-order it today, but I want this game.
Yeah, I know someone from Splatoon Discord. I mean, he saw him comment. He was really hyped for it. I think they showed it. Yeah, because they showed it once a while back. I don't know if it might have been a previous state of play or something.
I don't remember us talking about it. Maybe we just overlooked it because there's something bigger.
I just remember when they showed this. I think they showed this at Game Awards last year.
Yes. Oh, we didn't really cover Game Awards. Yeah,
no, we did not last year. No,
not last year. No, we didn't. The only thing we talked about, I think, was like Hades.
It gets harder and harder to comment.
Yeah.
talk about Game Awards because it's so much fluff and stuff. But yeah, for sure.
Okay, no, yeah, Fist was dope, man. Fist, I want Fist, and it's $30 regular price. It's $30 regular price, so it's not an expensive game. You get it for. This is what I mean, people. Like you can game cheaply if you're. And don't get me wrong. I guess you like what you like. If I'm not telling you to force yourself to buy a game that's $30 because it's cheaper than $70.
Yeah, do your research, or more importantly, listen to us.
Watch gameplay, and
you don't have to do your research. Just listen to us.
Exactly, you can just listen to us, but. You like what you like. If you're not into a game like this, watch a trailer, see if you like it. If you're not into it, cool. But I think these are the type of games you can pick up that don't break the bank and you can still have a lot of fun with.
Honestly, you know what I mean? Wait long enough, you can mess around and get this for free.
And exactly, either way, you get it for free, and I guarantee you, within 9 months, this game will go on sale for probably maybe not half price, but you'll get it for maybe $20 or something like that. You'll get it cheaper. Like it will go on sale. Like these are the type of games that do that. I watch these sales like a hawk, bro. And I fight through, like, and I know y'all, one knock on the PlayStation Store since the PS4 is whenever they have sales, even when you filter, sometimes you get a lot of bullshit, and you'll get a lot of the add-ons or the screensaver random stuff that's in the randoms that somehow ends up in the game sales section or whatever. But I scroll through all of that and look at all the games. I watch a lot of game trailers and see if I would be interested in stuff like that. And if a game is under $5 and I'm slightly interested, chances are I'm going to get it. Like that's how I build my library. Chances are I will try it. And if I don't like it, cool. Guess what? In 3 years when I have nothing to play and I'm super bored and I watch that trailer again and I'm like, damn, why didn't I like this game? I might try it again and love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's in my library, and that's why I love building this digital library. So these are the type of games, man. These are the type of games you want in your library, or at least throw on your wish list and see when it goes on sale, man.
And it'll also come to PS4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Beast.
Okay, nice.
Beast.
Yeah.
September 7th. September 7th. So yeah, so far these games are pretty soon. Yeah, like Trials of Midgard, July 27th. Fist, September 7th. Arcade getting out now.
You got time to play it with Kina coming out. Just a couple.
Yes.
I
cannot wait.
I can't wait for Kina.
Wait, man.
I didn't mean to. No sidetracking, but I can't wait for Kina.
Yeah. Oh, I'm streaming that day one. I'm bouncing that in No More Heroes, man. It's gonna be.
Ooh, okay.
Fun.
I'm a race.
That's gonna be
world's
fun.
First race for Kina against Gerard.
You'll probably beat me. The bad thing in streaming is you're kind of tired. Well, not bad, but anyway, if you want to just strictly do the playthrough, then you're tied to just streaming it. But
true,
yeah. But if you're just playing for yourself, then you can just run through it. Next game.
Hunter's Arena, man. I
didn't really care for this. It
didn't look bad, but it's just another battle arena, and it's
another BBR game. I'm good.
I'm cool, man.
Apparently,
it's not even a knock. I don't even blame them. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want to rag on this game. Like
it doesn't look bad at all.
I don't, because it doesn't look bad, and I like the fact that it's something different. It's not just guns. You know what I mean? Like they're like, it looks like almost like an Assassin's Creed Battle Royale type thing.
Yeah, and that's cool.
That's
shit.
Really
it looks
dope.
like they added Battle Royale to Soul Calibur.
Slick. Slick. You're right. 100%. Yeah, you're right. You know what made me think more? It's only because they have those like weird character skins. Like, did you see the black dude that looked like like NBA Jams or something? Like,
Boom shakalaka.
I was like, wait, why is this dude here? Like, don't get me wrong. If they were to put this up as like a free to play game or something like that, I probably would give this a chance. Just like they did Spellbreak. Like Gerard made me give Spellbreak a chance.
I did try Spellbreak. I liked it at first, but I fell off.
I still kind of enjoyed it, but something didn't keep me around. And we don't have to discuss it now, but something about Spellbreak didn't fully keep me there. But I was enjoying myself on Switch and PS5, by the way, because I still have it on my Switch too. I enjoyed it on both.
It was too blurry on Switch for me.
It was, but I enjoyed it.
But on PC, it was clean. It was clean on PC. Okay, but to tie in what you said, literally what you said. It's coming to PS4 and PS5 in August as far as PS Plus. So there we go. This is one of the games.
That's nice. Good shit.
I'll check it out.
PS Plus. That's good.
What? Yeah.
I'm gonna check this out. I will check this out.
I'll try it out as well. I'll give it a download. Yeah, I'll get. Yeah, especially we can squad up.
Come on,
we can squad.
Yeah,
we can squad up.
We can try it out through PS Plus and squad up and just see how it goes, man. It'd be a nice stream thing to do. We can run some 3v3 and just try it.
We haven't yet to stream together, guys.
Please, we haven't done that.
I
did download the crew too, but Gerard, it wasn't.
I've been downloaded it.
Gerard, it wasn't good. I didn't enjoy nothing.
Oh, really?
I did not like it.
I started it on like Friday or whatever day. Yesterday. No, I started on Friday. It hit me with the, hey, you have a download. And I was like, all right. And I turned the whole console off. Because I didn't feel like committing to return on that day either. Oh yeah. So I was
the thing is, it was just on sale. It was funny. I almost wanted to. I almost message you about it because it's on sale. I think it's still on sale right now.
I'm gonna still try the trial.
Try the trial. See what you enjoy, and I would say try it quickly because it's on sale on PS5 right now for like $5.99.
Oh
so
shit!
If you want to pick it up, like go for it. But all right. I did not.
Then again, Forza Horizon 4 right here.
And then you have that, and then you said that was really good, and I like a lot of what I've seen. And then since I like what I see from the new Forza, I'm looking at it like that's another reason I want to pick up. The Xbox Series S. Like,
bro.
And if I can play with you playing, and for me, a lot of what this is y'all have PCs, and because I know right now I can't make the PC jump, this is a affordable way for me to get in and be able to play certain games with y'all. If y'all have that, y'all have Game Pass. We can play we can play a bunch of different games together. So for me, this is even access to another side of gaming with my friends. Like, yeah, man. Sorry, look how I brought it back to Xbox.
We're gonna this pod's gotta have an Xbox related title. I'm gonna just find like I'll find a picture of Phil Spencer and then Photoshop Derek like high fiving him or some shit. I don't know. No, no. Hey,
shit. Here's one where I cannot inject Xbox because I just like this on its own. Okay.
Yeah.
Our next game is Sifu. Game looks great.
All right. So so the title here, Kotaku article, they nailed it. This is exactly how I feel. Sifu still slaps, but it has been delayed. Yes. So they show like a lot of martial art movies or whatever. They'll have the I'm looking for somebody in the Fight Club or somewhere that a traditional martial arts dude usually shouldn't be at. But then you have to fight the bouncers, the guards, etc., drunk dudes. It looked fire. It actually showed a bit more where like it showed when you died, and it showed how many years you would age. Like I think it showed them going from like 39 to 44 and 44 to like 47 and 47 to like 55 and you kept getting grayer and apparently kept doing some different moves. So it still looks great. I'm mixed. I mean, obviously a delay is like, I wanted to play it sooner, but at the same time, the number of things coming out towards the end of this year, I think it's for the better. So when it's ready, I'll be there day one. It looks dope. Coming out PS4 and PS5. It's made by the dudes that did Absolver. So if you had a PS4 in the past 5 years and you collected PS Plus games, you probably have it in your library. Because I do.
Yes.
So But this game looks fire. It still looks fire.
Absolver, man. Sifu, man. Yeah. Great. And Absolver was fun too. Did you play it, Gerard?
I played a little bit of it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
The combat, I think I just got to a little too late. Like the idea in the combat is really cool. It's just I don't know. I think the presentation stuff is a little slow, a little dated.
It's just dated. I don't knock them for it, and that's
so what I'm glad they're making a game. Yeah, I'm glad they're making a game like this where it's a bit more
updated,
story focused, and it's the combat was always sound and it was cool. Like you can just when I guess there was one dude I followed, well I still follow him, but like he was streaming years ago, like 3-4 years ago, and he was just streaming off I think PC had it, and at that time where you would just go around the areas and people just walk up and you just have to get into your fight stances and stuff, and the concept was really cool. I think it just just didn't pop off as it should have, and I got into it a little late. But yeah, Sifu, loving everything so far.
Yeah, man.
I like how they showed how it delayed the same way they show how you age.
And right. Yeah,
2022 actually.
Yeah, that got me because I was watching. I was like, "Are we gonna get a date?" Oh,
they're like,
sorry. I was like,
at least they did it with class, man.
I mean, it's fun.
But they showed us. I mean, I take it. Hey, look, it looks like a good game, and any good game. Delay to me, yes, delays are disappointing, but they shouldn't be a source of anger or upset, because to me that means they're fixing something. They're taking They're taking this time to fix something, to get something better, to make sure that we have a better experience when we first get this game in our hands, because that's what we all want, right? We want a good first experience. We don't want to have to go through what we did with Destiny. We don't want to play the game and go, okay, this was cool. I see that there's something here, but this is a shell. I don't want that. You know, we want the game to feel as good as it can be. You know, so if they feel like, hey, we need 6 more months, man, take them 6 months. Take them 6 months, especially since I know the game is coming. We see a trailer like this. Take them 6 months. Go do your thing. Do whatever you need. So hopefully we get that early 2022. Because they didn't say, they did say early 2022 though, didn't they?
They said early 2022.
Yeah,
that could be like that could be January, February, whatever.
Well, see, I think we think it could be January, February, but early, I think they think that maybe even March and April is early 2022. So, you know, you might, I don't know how early they categorize as early completely.
I mean, most times early.
I mean, you know,
generally, yeah.
They might say end of April. That's still early 2022.
I think, I mean, it seems. I mean, this is currently. I mean, it's a PlayStation exclusive. I think it's strictly PlayStation. I don't think it's on PC at all. Honestly, since PlayStation and they're working with them, they're probably just. I mean, the developers are probably, they probably said, "Yo, hi PlayStation, we got more work to do." They're like, "All right, bet there's no problem. We're still figuring out where Horizon is going to release." So I feel like, they're going to probably place it somewhere away far enough so it gets its own shine from Horizon. I mean, that's my speculation. I mean, that's what I would do so it doesn't get overlooked. Because all of us can be talking about Horizon for at least a month. I'm
not talking about this game when Horizon comes out.
Right. So they gotta get it out ample enough time before Horizon. And then that's me assuming Horizon is a next year game somehow. But I still think it's gonna make this holiday.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Horizon delay. But like I just said, I wouldn't be mad at it. That game has earned whatever time. They told me they needed 2 more years. I said, okay, do your thing. Take your time. Whatever. I'll find something else to play. Whatever you want to do.
There's still ample to play. That's just like I'm still of the mind where the idea of a delay is not like something that you shouldn't be unfamiliar with, but I still think they'll get it out. I think they'll get it out this year, unless something else happens that we don't know about. So I guess next game that honestly I don't really have too much to talk about personally. Jet with 2 T's. So you can.
Me either. I didn't understand what it was really. It looks like a No Man's Sky type game, sort of.
Yeah, it does.
I wasn't really clear on if you actually get out of the plane or not. At some instances, like you could. Sometimes it looked like you were just always in the plane, but then it looks like you're supposed to harvest stuff, and I don't fully understand it. But I mean, it looks interesting. It looks like you kind of control some other.
It seems pretty vibey. Like
there's some combat. It seems
artistic.
Yeah, one of those type things. But like I said, it seems very No Man's Sky. Like because there is some parts where you see dude walking around and you're discovering stuff. So there is like some sort of
art style is very reminiscent to No Man's Sky. I do think they looked at. I think these people play that game like we can make this. Kind of,
like that's how I felt.
And instead of
I didn't want to be
person,
judgy like that.
Or I think now we have third person flying because they've just updated the game so much. Now we have like this. I don't know what you call this. Like the camera's pulled back and it's like almost like a space shooter-esque type look, but you're on this planet. Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't really grab me too much. I guess
no.
It's another PS4, PS5 game. They say it's coming out this year sometime. Maybe they're looking to have this take the place. Derek's like, nah. That's funny.
Look, but no, when it's free 1 year, maybe we'll give it a shot. But it just don't look like.
Yeah, it'll probably be free in like 2 year stops. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't think it looks.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
Maybe there's people out there that are looking for this exact type of game and will enjoy it. And I'm sure it's probably not crazy expensive or anything like that to even pre-order or anything like that. But it just doesn't look like a game that I think I would like.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna get to more of the I guess the Japanese type games, kind of, sort of. Next 3 games. Demon Slayer. I'm not saying the whole name, but it's a Demon Slayer game. It's an arena brawler.
You can't pronounce it.
No, I can't. It's like
so
6 words.
Do it.
Kimetsu no Saiba.
Yeah.
All right, we're halfway there. Demon Slayer,
Kimetsu
Kimetsu no Saiba, the Hinokami Chronicles.
Wait, it's Saiba? It's a Y.
Yeah,
Y's are S's in jet.
See, I messed you up. My bad, Gerard.
Yeah, Ian messed me up. I was following with him, and I was reading it. So, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba with a Y.
Told me Y's were
S's. They pronounce S is weird over there.
You could have just said Y's was S's, and I would have believed you right here on live. I would have just believed you. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I watch anime with subtitles.
All right. They show a new trailer. The game, I mean, it looks good. Right. It's made by the people that made the Naruto Ninja Storm
episode in the
show. Yeah. That's most of these anime brawler type games. So yeah, it's another one of those. Our side looks great. It's CyberConnect 2, great. October for PS4 and PS5. Shout out to Sega for publishing it out here in the West. That's a good look because usually Bandai has their hands in all the anime games. Mm-hmm. So that's neat. That's cool. Lost Judgment. They showed this again. When did they say it was coming out? Ah, shit, I forgot. It's this year. Oh, September 24th. God damn, September is packed. PS4 and PS5. Derek, you said you might look into getting this in the future?
I think I will. I think I seriously will. That game looked really interesting to me. I like it looked very it looked like it had some like Tomb Raider elements to it. Like it looked like there's some puzzles you got to figure out. It looked like an interesting story to me. Kind of, and then obviously all the side missions and stuff. Like, there was a whole basically Dance Revolution section sort of in there.
Oh yeah, that's
the Tony Hawk session. Like it just it looks like a fun game. Like, man, yeah, it's just a fun game. Made for streaming. That looks like a game that you could stream and just have a blast with people who show up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then let's do this. Like,
you probably would get some people to come through because the Yakuza, that fan base is really
and I've enjoyed those games. I feel like those games don't get enough.
They've got a lot more love in the past few years. I think Yakuza 6 and then like 0 and the Kiwamis, I think those boosted it more. I want to play those, but there's so many, and I'd have to come in just play those and nothing but those for a while. Like I have 0 on Steam. I played some of it. I enjoy that game. I just have to go back to it. That's all.
I think there's a couple of them that were.
Actually, Derek.
I
know we're talking about PlayStation, but here we go back to Xbox. They have all the Yakuza games on Game Pass. They got them all on there, bro.
Hey, bro.
Look, they're doing something right. We keep talking about it. I'm just saying, bro. They got them all on there, my guy.
We just gonna change the podcast to 3 Xbox niggas, man.
2 Xbox niggas.
It's like I hate you.
2 Xbox niggas in Ian.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Ian said I ain't into
this game is coming out on Xbox too. That's so funny.
Come on, man. Yakuza 0 is $4.99 on PS5 right now.
Those games are always so cheap. Like it's like yes.
Why do they do this to me?
$10 because Sega always puts their games.
I'm buying it, man. I enjoy the Yakuza games, man. They do a great job, man. I'm happy.
Let me look up the other Judgment. Did that come out on Xbox, bro? All right, I'm gonna stop talking. They all gonna be on Xbox.
It's great. I want to play this Lost Judgment game 100%. There's not much on it either. Watch the trailer on YouTube or something. It looks great. It looks Xbox good. I don't see what about that would not excite you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Unless you just hate fun or you're just
do you not
PlayStation hater
enjoying yourself?
But you'll be fraudulent because it's coming to Xbox too. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it looks great. All right, so this is where I kind of tuned out again because I don't really care for this game. Death Stranding director's. Yeah, Death Stranding director's cut, also September 24th. It's gonna have a $10 upgrade to the PS5 one, cross-save supported. It's adding more content. It's another Hideo Kojima joint, but with the direct. All right, I know PlayStation really likes this director's cut subtitle. We got Ghost of Tsushima. We have this.
Yes, they do. They I don't
feel like there's another game
reduced anytime soon.
Nah, I mean it fits right because
they're gonna keep saying
a lot of PlayStation, like a lot of these type of games have that cinematic movie look. So I get it.
They're gonna keep saying director's cut. You're gonna keep hearing this is the director's cut. This is the full game that the director would have wanted to put out. My thing is though, And I saw a couple opinions on this online too. So it's not just like my own brain fully pulled it up because I saw other people echo this. But the idea of calling it a director's cut is like, it's a little bit odd, right? Because when we say like a director's cut in a movie, it's the studio is limiting the director to, but it's also why there would be a director's cut, right? Like the director is like, hey, my full vision is really a 5-hour movie. But obviously, nobody wants to sit in a theater for 5 hours. Nobody's going to watch it. So, the studio says, in order to do this movie, we got to cut it down to 2.5 hours, 2:15, 2 hours, 1:45, whatever the studio says. So you cut it down. So when you get a director's cut, you're like, whoa, I really get to see the full version. Typically, the people that are going to be interested in that are people that watch the original version and are like, I'd watch 5 hours of this. And they're like, I'll go watch director's cut. With games,
you want to be able to play
like them. There is no cutoff. We have games that they tell you up front, like, yeah, this is 100 hours of gameplay.
It's just a nice subtitle.
10 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
this is nice.
What's
subtitle.
The extended? I think they need to come up with maybe something. Director's cut just seems a little cheesy now because it's gonna start seeming like a cop out. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, it's just a way to kind of label the PS5 upgrades, sort of.
That's all it is. That's literally all it is.
But it's just come up with a cooler name for it than director, because the director, when he made the game, didn't know the PS5 was coming, bro. Like, he didn't know yet. Well, maybe Kojima did, because
I don't know, maybe.
But it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't really know. So if they take an old PS4 game, like right now, if they took the first God of War and like, here's a God of War director's cut, I'd be like, well, what's in this game that the director or the creator of the game had to cut out of the old game because he didn't have a choice, because the studio limited him in some way or something? Like, what? You know what I mean? I don't seem like it's the same level. So it's just a weird title, sort of. But I don't know. And did any of us play Death Stranding? I think we talked. I know we talked a lot about
Only people that played that we know are Adrian and Andrew.
Oh, okay. Well, one day we'll ask what they
They both really liked it. It has some. I mean, it has some interesting concepts because Kojima, he like big brain dude. He just does a lot of stuff outside of the box. Sometimes a little too far out there. Gameplay wise, game looked boring to me, but cinematic and story wise, it's interesting. It has all these actual actors with the mocap stuff, so playing characters. So that's right. It's fine. It's for the fan. It's for those fans. I mean, this seems this pricing is. I mean, it's expected now. $10 upgrade. Is that
better? And it's a better deal than the Ghost of Tsushima one, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, I give them credit for that, at least, that they did way better. Knock people over the head with their director's cut price.
Yeah.
So shout out to them.
And it's also because this Kojima studio that he just is working with PlayStation with, I would say. Right. So or at least I think they published the console one. The PC one I think is published by somebody else. But yeah. All right. And so the actual meat and to me, the meat and potatoes, the actual presentation. Nice. They showed a full 9-10 minute segment gameplay walkthrough of Deathloop. Play as the black dude and show them going through and like finding his target. So actually, yeah, Derek. So did you watch all this Deathloop thing?
I didn't watch the full 9 minutes because for me, I didn't want to see too much. Honestly, I really want to go into this game as blind as possible, personally. But I loved what I saw, and it's like I've been saying,
it looks like a more refined Dishonored.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So me, I related to Thief because that was kind of my first game in that style. It was Thief, and then I played. Well, no, maybe it wasn't. I think I actually played Dishonored 2 first. Then I went back and ended up playing Thief, and then I played the first Dishonored. But I like these styles of games. I really enjoy them. And this doesn't seem like it makes you focus on stealth. It looks like you can kind of approach shit however
go all out.
And I love that. Dishonored and Thief both have the theme of stealth is your kind of main weapon. And if you decide to go all out, you better be really skilled with their combat, because all out ain't really your primary focus. It's going to be harder that way. This game encourages that. I like that there's guns. I always wanted a game like this where there was some more weapons and gunplay. The gunplay looked cool and interesting. Yeah, bro. This looks like you said, Dishonored, Thief. It looks like those are the games completely upgraded. It looks great. I'm in for it. I haven't pre-ordered yet. Hina, I pre-ordered it super early because it was cheaper, but I haven't pre-ordered yet. But I'm pretty close. It's on the wish list. That's actually what I was checking here to make sure it was on my wish list. so that I can get to it early because man, yeah.
I mean, so
$53.99. $53.99 for PlayStation Plus members. They're gonna get that out of me soon.
Yeah. So I mean, the gameplay was good, and it looked kind of similar to what we've seen before, but it just way more of it. It showed like a full like going out killing a little buddy, and plays the black dude, but the black chick was there as well. Talk. I'm curious about their dynamic in this whole thing of like being caught in this loop and having to take out targets and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'll be able to grab this in September since I'm getting 2 in August. Yeah, that's a thing.
That's my only problem, bro. Kena is coming out. I'm looking at my wish list now, bro, and it's actually kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know if I can put it. I wish I could. Here we go. If I just put it by release date, like, I have Scarlet Nexus in here, but I also
have you tried the demos?
Oh, there's a demo.
Please try the demo.
Oh, it's actually a lot of fun. I didn't know there's a demo.
There's a demo. Try the demo. I have it on mine. That's actually pretty. I think that game is being slept on tremendously.
Okay, I know. I'm gonna try it. It's been grabbing my attention slowly but surely. Every time I keep, you know what it is.
Download the demo.
It has a really good
aesthetic.
Yeah, but it has a really good like. I guess what would be like the cover of the video game, like of the cover of like the game disc. It has a really good like title card. That's that really like
it's really good too.
Makes me go like, what is this? This looks cool. And then I see it, I'm like, this looks interesting. I don't know if I fully want to commit, but it looks interesting. I didn't know there was a demo.
Try the demo. You play, you'll have the demo has a playthrough of the dude name is Yuto or something like that, and then you can play as a chick named Kasane. They have different play styles, but they run you through like the basic tutorial how to go. And I think that's a fair amount of depth for like these anime action-y RPG type games. It's more action with some RPG elements, I would say. But I think playing that you'll be able to determine if you really want to. I'm gonna get it later down the line. That might be a game I get around like Black Friday time or something. Not to say I'm waiting for a price drop, but since I'm already waiting, I'll just wait then.
I just have so much already, bro. Like, I mean, we already have, forget the 2 games I have up here because we don't know when Horizon Forbidden West is coming, and we don't know when Hogwarts Legacy is coming. But Far Cry 6, we have that coming. And that's Super Monkey Ball still coming. Deathloop. I just put Fist up here, which is another $30. Like I'm just, it's a lot. So I forgive me for not jumping into everything. I just spent $20 on arcade again.
I have to look at GameFly or something.
Facts. That's how I'm feeling now.
Like, that's thinking like that.
Niggas at GameFly had a point. I might have should have got the disc.
Hey man, GameFly. I mean, still like buying physical. Like GameFly is pretty clutch for that so far. I don't think they have anything digital right now, but they've been kind of clutch. I've been getting some just games cheaper just through them. They just discount it. Even Nintendo games will discount to like 30, 40. And I'm like, shit, I feel like not many people know about this. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about GameFly. Deathloop really good. Yeah, my bad tangent. We all doing it. Deathloop looks great. I think it's gonna be one of the best games of the year, honestly. I think Arcane is gonna be on the come up. I think this game has the right amount. Well, if they have a good wave of like previews and good reviews, I think you'll have the right amount of like buzz and word of mouth. Because the thing I noticed about the Dishonored games and Prey, I think the main issue with those is they just never had good marketing for whatever reason. Right. I just think Bethesda's marketing is trash if it's not like Fallout or Elder Scrolls. All their other or
the games where the fans built the hype for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right way to put it. Like Doom is like that too. Wolfenstein is kind of like that.
Build those games, man.
Yeah, it's like
Bethesda doesn't really. I noticed that Bethesda isn't that's so great at marketing. Like it's
no.
That we see Fallout and we go, oh, Fallout, and everybody and it spreads. But but they put out something that just doesn't have the same following, because I have Prey on my wish list now because I keep seeing more about it and I'm like, this looks really interesting. Why was this game not pushed more? Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's really a head scratcher. There's some other stuff about it, but that I can recall. But we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I think that's
in that Deathloop, man.
Yeah, Deathloop's great. September 14th. That's literally like 3 days from my birthday. So unless something changes by then, maybe I will scoop it then. But
maybe you get a birthday present, bro. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah. Money package or whatever. What are you trying to say there, buddy? What are you trying to say? Hey, no, don't even. Hey, man, I appreciate gesture, but don't do that. I don't ask for games.
Everybody save their money.
Oh God. Donate to my Patreon or not Patreon. What's it called? What's it called? GoFundMe, whatever.
Donate to our Two Ugly Nerds pod gaming fund so that we can try the game so that you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't make sense, right? Shouldn't people just spend No, but if everybody just gives like $2, right? And then we get the $60, $70 and then we buy the game, we're like, hey, glad y'all all pitched in $2 for me to try this bullshit. Y'all don't fucking try this shit. It sucks. Think people would appreciate that? You spend $2, but you're saving yourself from ever having to spend $70 on some trash that you can't get your money back. Especially if you're a digital gamer like me. If I go and spend $70, I'm done.
Yeah, you can't like sell it back.
Like if I hated Returnal, I'm fucked.
Honestly,
PlayStation don't care.
There was some random sales at like GameStop. Returnal was going for 30. I think it was like a price error or something. Yeah, or pre-owned. It was ringing up for 30 because Wario64 tweeted, and I was just like, damn, that's a fucking steal. But at the same time, that game has already been on sale for $60, $50. So now I'm just like,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. When they had that big sale like a week or two ago, I was like, okay, so wait on certain PlayStation games, maybe.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I don't regret getting that Returnal day one, despite being challenging. It's fun challenging. But yeah. So yeah. All right, whatever. Okay, then. All right. Okay.
Niggas. Okay.
I'll stay to play. We've been talking for a long time, y'all.
We have. I know. I don't think I realized it until I just saw your
Letting you go because it's your birthday, bro.
It's all good. Okay. Good console tea. I think that was a lot of information in console tea.
I think that's a lot of tea. I think all the listeners gotta hit the bathroom after that tea.
Facts. Everybody gotta go take a piss after all that tea they had to drink. Facts. That was wild. Yeah. A lot more Xbox love than I think we've ever given ever before.
Quotation. You've given.
When I say we, no. Gerard gave it a lot of love too. I mean, Ian was the only one who didn't give him no love. He was like, "That's cool for them over there. That's cute what y'all boys doing."
Ian is like, "I have a lot of patience."
Yeah, Ian was like, "I don't give a fuck about y'all over there at Xbox." I think, anyways. I'm not gonna do that again to you. Okay, Black Widow. We decided to jump at this. And spoiler drop. Spoilers. All right. So we decided, for y'all's sake, again, for the people out there, all 31 of you on YouTube.
Yep.
We decided that we were going to just go and get this movie early access with Disney Plus. Use one of our accounts. Everybody go watch it. And
split
see
the price
what happens. And so we split this 4 ways, $7.50 a pop. That made it definitely more digestible, right? Didn't feel bad. If we had all spent an individual $30, we might have some much more aggressive opinions in here.
As much of a Marvel fan I am, I never was down to do that. It was actually up until this week, y'all and Cam, friend of the podcast, mentioned the idea of splitting it. And I was like, I mean, if you want to, okay, but
yeah, I felt like splitting it wasn't bad. $7.50.
That's like
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was a good look.
That's why I said it made it more digestible. I think. Yeah. I think if we had all went and spent $30 and said, hey, everybody, we got to get this so we can talk about it on the podcast, and everybody spent $30, we might be here a little more aggressive about this movie. But because $7.50, and that's what we would have had to pay for more or less to go to, a theater or whatever, AMC or whatever, to buy that. I feel just about the same as I probably would have felt going to a theater, and a little bit better because I got to watch it in the comfort of my home, like
chilling, gym shorts on my couch,
relax, chilling,
eating my food,
got a drink,
drinking my drinks.
I got to stop in the middle of it, take a smoke break, and come back. Like I can't say, hey y'all, can y'all pause the film and I'm gonna go outside and hit this, and then I'll be back and we can all start again. I don't get to do that at AMC, so
yeah.
I don't know, man. Not bad. Okay. Overall thoughts, man. What's your overall thoughts? Just the general consensus of the movie.
It's overall decent. It has some definitely not nowhere near the top tier Marvel movies. I won't even say it's like as bad as like Thor: The Dark World or was it Iron Man 2? I won't even put it. I would say this movie, man, I thought about it a lot. I would say this movie is around the tier of The Incredible Hulk. And I say that because that's an origin movie. This movie is kind of sort of an origin story, or at least backstory on her character, the Black Widow program in the MCU. And you know, I think it ties up nicely with what was going on after Civil War. I'm sorry, after Captain America Civil War and before Avengers Infinity War. And you know, introduced us to more of her, you know, her Black Widow program family, Red Guardian's a dad. Melina is like the mother figure who was actually just really deep in the Black Widow program and helped with the programming. And of course, Yelena as little sister Black Widow, who I think stole the whole movie. Her and Red Guardian, more or less. Mm-hmm. I honestly think, this was more so her movie. But yeah, the things I liked.
I can see that.
Yeah, things I liked. So it's interesting. I think it had a really good start. Like first third, 40% was strong, and I think as they started rounding up the Red Guardian and Melina, it kind of tapered a bit. And then we got to that last arc, it was a bit mixed there, mixed bag. They definitely went kind of a bit more surprising on my part on the idea of, oh yeah, this was totally human trafficking and how these girls got snatched and became like super soldiers against their will. That's happened. And I'm actually glad that they had a decent way of introducing that in the prologue of the movie, more or less. Some of the action scenes were good. Like they had the car chase scene. Some stuff was convenient for the sake of it. Like really specific plot armor. I like how some of the editing was early on with it. But honestly, the things that kind of disappointed me, and especially as a Marvel fan in general, Taskmaster was underutilized. So for those that are listening, and of course us, Taskmaster in the comics and in the greater Marvel mythos is a character that's more of a glorified mercenary dude. He even has his own like institute for like training and things of that like that. He has photographic reflexes. That's just an innate ability he has, like mimicking pretty much. He can look at any character's moves, abilities, and can copy them and can be as adept with them, if not better. So like Hawkeye aiming, you know, he did like in one movie they had one swing, kind of like Spider-Man. They had some of the actual Black Widow close combat, the shields throwing like Cap, things like that. I mean, they did a good job of saying, okay, this is clearly what this character has been staring at and copying. But the angle they went with it is, at least in my impression, maybe y'all could correct me. It seemed that it was less like an ability that Taskmaster had, but it was more so like they were programmed within the Black Widow stuff, and part of the suit and like the visor that they wore had all this technical stuff and was like giving information like, oh, vitals and this and whatever. So it enabled them to be able to be more of a mimic and stuff. But it just wasn't that many fight scenes, man. Like the stuff that they showed in the trailers, like the bridge encounter with Natasha Black Widow, the chase scene where they're like in that big ass tank Humvee, that was a funny scene. They just was barreling through that whole town, and just shooting the bow and arrow and stuff, throwing the shield later on. Hell, even the whole encounter, I thought was gonna be a bigger thing with Red Guardian, and they showed like a little bit and it cut to everything happening in that last part of the movie. So that was definitely a little disappointing. Man. Most people you ask are not going to be happy about that. I mean, at the end of it, I'm glad the character is alive. They didn't do the traditional like, oh, man, he dies in the same movie they're introduced in type thing that the MCU is bad about. So whoever wants to take this character next, we're not getting another Black Widow movie as far as I'm concerned, because Natasha Black Widow's dead right now.
Well, we have a multiverse coming. We know she can come back at any time.
Yeah,
now,
she could. Yeah, she definitely could if they want to. Yeah. So I mean, the Taskmaster. So the big twist that I wasn't expecting is Taskmaster is a woman.
Whoa.
We gave spoilers.
No. It's only because I want to do overall thoughts and then dive into the whole Taskmaster topic first.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Give Taskmaster like full focus. So I just want to do overall.
That's
the only reason I didn't want to dive too deep into Taskmaster. But
well, okay.
I do agree with you. It is obviously
all right. Well, yeah. So characterization is a lot different. It's a woman, is a daughter of the main villain. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. That's actually different and intriguing. That's cool. I just hope in the future they do a better direction with combat and role in the movie, I should say. So overall, my overall thought, I guess, for the whole movie, strong first third, roughly first half, second half, depending on how invested you are with the family stuff, with the Black Widow program, if it was genuine or not. That might be hit or miss for some people. Last arc, the CGI fest with the Red Room in the Sky. CGI was very mixed here and there. Some of the action didn't, I don't know, just some parts just didn't really make much sense. But I think overall, for timeline wise, it did its job. And the post-credit scene gives us an idea of what's next for Yelena, Black Widow. Those are my thoughts. Are we doing like number ratings? Are we gonna do that?
We'll do them at the end. All right,
that's cool. All right.
Ian?
That's it.
The movie was I think listeners know how I feel about Black Widow. Granted, I've recently come up on the who she is in the comics, and I think I respect her a little more on that end than I do in the films. Or I feel like the MCU didn't do her justice, I would say.
No,
she's way more, more than just a pretty face that happens to survive alien invasions. God damn it! But
right.
Right. You think they really limited her to that? Like just that in the MCU so far? I mean, because even
to me, it's
Endgame where she's like, like kind of the leader of the new people that are still left, and like,
yeah,
what I mean?
She only one. I think so.
The only one emotionally strong enough to hold it together during a lot of this shit when a lot of people she knows is dead and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Tony said, fuck this man.
And then to sacrifice herself to save everybody, and really nobody even knows how she's dead. You know what I mean? Like in the post-credit scene, obviously we'll talk about how that links to that too. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
I mean, beyond, sure, that she did get a more prominent role on the back end throughout the Avengers series, though. I
guess if you mean her initial induction, then yeah.
If you compare it to what she's done in the comics and how she's, then
I think when she's actually with the shits and fighting and so I think honestly her at her best fighting and stuff was Age of Ultron. She's she was with the shits in Winter Soldier. She was doing a lot of Winter Soldier. Yeah. She had some really good scenes in Age of Ultron when it wasn't with, I like Hulk for some reason. I'm not gonna even go too deep into that. And of course Infinity War. She was out there in Wakanda soil, out there with Okoye.
Yeah. She was out there.
And Ayo. Yeah, she was out there. So she's at her best with that. I think her character, I think this move. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I don't keep going too deep.
No, you're good. With my feelings of her in the MCU, this definitely was better than I expected it to be. Not saying that it was great, just that it was better than I expected. Fight scenes were okay. The humor was good, off-putting at times, I will say.
I think it's off-putting on purpose to be like, damn, yo. Like you're really cracking these jokes when you gaslit us for years as children. Like
that's what I'm saying.
But I think it was on purpose.
Yes. I agree with that. Maybe some jokes were just like off-putting in general, but some of them I think, like Gerard said, were purposely that way. Like Alexei was making certain jokes that weren't supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. He's laughing, but you're not really supposed to laugh. Like, you're supposed to be like, oh, dude, that's kind of fucked. Like, you're supposed to be a little standoffish for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah, I guess, If it's on purpose, then they did a damn good job.
For some of them, yeah.
I mean, I'm only saying that like some of them felt like that. Others definitely were just like, yeah, that was swinging a miss.
Like, why did you make that joke? It wasn't even funny, and we should just feel this right now. Like, definitely. But hey, anyway. And I mean, we talked about the on the latter half of the movie. Yes, it definitely felt like it was like, okay, we need to finish this movie. We need to wrap it up, rushing it a little bit. Yeah. It felt like maybe the budget took a nosedive on the back end. I don't know. CGI wise, it wasn't the best, but there was a lot going on. I'll give him that. So one quick thing, I didn't notice this because when I was watching Cam's over, he wanted to watch. He was one of the ones to split. He noticed in that the falling scene where everything was crashing. He noticed that Black Widow was wearing, in the trailer she was wearing the white suit in those. Yes. But in this one, she was wearing the black suit to kind of hide that twist in that last part of the movie.
But that's how. Cool.
I'm just saying I didn't notice it until he mentioned. I was like, oh, cool.
That's dope.
So, yeah. But yeah, that's it. I just was someone noticed.
It was Taskmaster's gonna get its own love in a second. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. I'm not a huge fan of how they went about Taskmaster. Me being a fan of Taskmaster. I'm not even a huge fan, but I am, Anyway, but yeah.
It's a snarky motherfucker too. Anyway.
I feel like they gave Taskmaster the Black Widow treatment, but it's cool.
Damn, that's hilarious.
So yeah, all in all, it was not bad. It was cool.
Decent. It did its job, I think.
Yeah, it did its job.
Damn, I hate saying that about movies though. True. I said that about Captain Marvel.
Fell in the same vein, I would say.
Captain Marvel might have been a little bit better to me.
Yeah, it was a little better.
But maybe it's because there's a black woman was involved too. So I could
that's probably
be a little biased.
There's some bias.
Be a little bias there.
The Marvel should be good. I feel good with the Marvels.
Captain Marvel 2.
The second one they call.
I think that's gonna be on all cylinders.
I think that would be better.
I think that's gonna be a lot better. I think Anyway.
But that you're done, Ian? My bad.
Yeah. I'm done.
I mean, I don't need to. I guess I don't need to do that long on the overview because I echo most of y'all sentiments for the most part. I really, I wasn't blown away with it. I didn't go into it with super low I had super low expectations before we started seeing trailers and stuff and more footage of the movie. Once I saw more of it, I started feeling a little more confident in it. I thought it was going to kind of be like. Say it again, Gerard. Actually, Gerard, you sound kind of low. I don't know. Does he sound low to you too, Ian?
Yeah.
Okay. I do.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe your volume got turned down or something.
Oh no, is that better? I turned the gain up a little bit.
Yeah. That's better.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
What happened?
I must. What
were you saying though?
No. Well, I was gonna. I haven't seen some of the recent trailers, like when they announced this new date to come out, so I don't know if they had more footage and stuff or edits or whatever. I'm not sure. That's all I was saying.
Oh yeah, I feel like I don't necessarily know if it had necessarily more, but I just felt like the way it was cut together, the little scenes that we did get to see, the little bit of dialogue we got to hear, I just felt like it seemed interesting. What I got the Ant-Man effect from this, you know what I mean? A movie that I had no interest in, but I will go see it because it's part of the MCU and I'm invested in the MCU at this point, so I'm gonna go watch it. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, and that's how I see like Ian is kind of approaching this one. It's like Ant-Man, like how I looked at Ant-Man, I was like, why the fuck do I have to watch Ant-Man? And then I went and watched it, I was like, that wasn't that bad that you made me enjoy Ant-Man. And that's for this, I had way more excitement going into it. I say when excitement, I'm using that term very loosely. I had way more anticipation because I enjoyed the trailer more for it. It got me more into it. And obviously, I care about the Black Widow character. To me, I know a lot of other people.
I want to know how they tell their story.
Yeah, honestly. I wanted to see where that went. So I was invested in this. I think it's a period piece. I think it's just I wish we had gotten this 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and I feel like the opinions on this movie are a lot different. That being said, though, I wasn't against it. I thought it was decent. Alexi, who's also it's David Harbour. He's also the actor from Stranger Things. Harbour, yeah, he's also the actor from Stranger Things, Detective Hopper. and I thought he did a great job. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing that's him doing that Russian accent, and hey,
pretty good.
I'm not Russian, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But when I think of Russian accents that I hear from movies of like what people say is a Russian accent, that sounds right on with it. For me,
yeah, he nailed it.
I wanted to give it context that I'm not Russian. I don't have a bunch of Russian friends I can just go to and be like, does this sound like real Russian? I don't know, but from every impression I've got of Russian from things you just heard on like the news and impressions you hear, this sounded what I would expect Russian to sound like. So I thought he did a great performance as Red Guardian. And I thought everybody had pretty decent Russian accents when they used them in the movie. I didn't feel like there were too many slouches when it came to that. That seemed like it was something they focused on. I guess the only place I really differ from you guys through the movie mostly is this version of, and I'm going to say this as we go into Taskmaster as our next kind of point here. I don't know that this is the only way that they're going to do it. So I looked at it as a entry point for the character. I think they're going to approach Taskmaster a little differently here in the MCU. So I felt like it was just an entry point for.
Yeah, the character does have a clean slate, especially how it ended. So that's kind of
that's the only reason.
Silver
also,
lining.
they call it the Taskmaster Protocol. So I'm thinking maybe
and there you go. And that's true. So yeah, we'll dive deep to it here in a second. But with that being one of the things, I just kind of was like, yeah, I thought it was a cool twist that you could tell in this type of story. Did it need to be there? No. Did they need to say the Taskmaster name? No. They could have used any other character, and honestly, they could have used some other character.
They could have just had
the original character.
They could have just had specific Black Widows trailing after them the whole movie or something.
Well, my thing is like they could have even used. Yeah, you're right. It could have been like just higher ranked Black Widows, but they could have used an original character in that Taskmaster-esque role, and then say like, from this original character, we developed the Taskmaster protocol, and then Taskmaster come. You know what I mean? There could have been something else to it.
Definitely could have
used Taskmaster, but other than that, but it didn't bother me. Also, I'm not
for the plot. It's fine.
Yeah,
I think for what the story they were trying to tell here, with women being the center of the story, I think it was a cool way to do it.
I agree. No, I agree with you
on that. The full risk of using the Taskmaster name and the backlash you're going to get when you use a character like Taskmaster. No, it's not. I don't know if it was worth that. But do I think that in a standalone version of itself, is that a cool twist? Yeah, I think it's all right.
I like the twist.
I wasn't too upset about it. So yeah, I said we do ratings at the end. So that was kind of my overall views. Like I said, I agree with most of what y'all said, except maybe a little bit on Taskmaster. But again, same thing y'all say with the CGI. There were just some moments where you're just like, oh, that's not great. That's pretty eek. But as a whole, it wasn't bad. This was nowhere near like Wonder Woman 84 type stuff. I see people suggesting that, it's so, and I think they're just being emotional because they really hated Taskmaster. And I can understand it. I get it. If you really don't like a part of the movie, it's going to make the whole movie seem bad. I get that. I really, really do get that. But I don't think it was anywhere near like Wonder Woman 84 type bad. I think this actually did the centering women in a superhero movie way better than Wonder Woman 84 tried to do. It didn't degrade characters. If anything, it overpowered some characters. If you want to say,
yeah, depending on the scene, yeah.
There's some where you're just like, really? Like, as we talked about, like Romanoff, Natasha not dying, but getting hit with basically two car bombs. One was a bomb in her car, literally as she was driving, and exploded with her in it, and she still was all right. And the other one was an arrow shot.
She walked away with 2 bruises on her back.
She didn't walk away, bro. She crawled out of the car and fought Taskmaster, and then got thrown into a river. Like, she was fine. Yeah, apparently. Like she was perfectly fine.
Yes.
So yeah, like don't trip on Natasha. Like to me, I was like, is that not a little bit maybe overpowered for what we've seen? But okay. To be honest, okay, let's just kind of move into Taskmaster from here. The only kind of thing that I saw with that was they almost looked at Taskmaster as like a side project. Like they didn't really look at him as a real I was looking at Taskmaster as a real threat. The movie was trying to present us as Taskmaster as this big threat who really has the ability. Sure did. Yeah. But when you see Natasha and Yelena, in the movie, they're kind of like, oh, you're back again? Fuck. All right, fine. How are we gonna get out of this? Like, it didn't seem like they were too bothered. Like, they knew she was a threat if it came to it, but it always seemed to kind of back themselves to get out of the situation and get away from Taskmaster. So that was one of my flaws on Taskmaster. Personally, I thought like it should be a little more efficient.
I just wanted more action scenes at that point.
But really. I was gonna say to Gerard's point, the action scenes, like the most annoying one was when she's in the room with Natasha's in the room with Taskmaster and what's his name?
Red Guardian?
No, the boss.
Drakenhoff or whatever.
Drakenhoff, yeah.
Yeah, Drakenhoff. Whatever. Drakenhoff.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Drakenhoff.
And then you think they're about to do a showdown thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sends her off. He sends Taskmaster like a
right.
You show
guess who this
Taskmaster is. Oh,
right.
And all right.
That was super stupid. Like, I literally said that I was watching. I was like, yeah, why would you send probably the one big threat to her away and then just bring? I think she said it herself.
Yeah, like, she said it herself. Like,
you send away your one way to actually beat me. Like, their whole interactions were funny.
There was justification for that, and you got to understand. Like, I guess I'm taking things into context, and people think this is pandering or whatnot, or I don't know how people are going to take it. But no, not from me. They might say like Marvel is pandering for this, but Dreykov is clearly supposed to be this arrogant man, right? And he's being defeated by all these women that he's wronged, right? It's an empowerment story, right? I don't know that we have to say that and it has to be a negative thing. This movie, there's a female impairment. That's why you have a female Taskmaster, That's why you have a woman Taskmaster. That's why you have a woman. It's why you have women as the center of all of it. They're the heroes. They are also partially the villain, but the main villain is a dude who's manipulated everybody and forced people to do what he wants them to do, and he's the one who's being toppled. So he has a certain level of arrogance that is it is laid out to us throughout this whole thing. He is arrogant. He feels he can't be touched. Consider the fact that this Avenger tried to kill him and use his daughter to do it. And I lived. Not only did I live, I saved my daughter's life too and made her a super soldier, more or less, into this thing. You know what I mean? Like, he had this level of arrogance. So yeah, I'm gonna send her out because guess what? You can't hurt me anyway. I got these pheromones. Now, we can argue about whether we feel like that's a good plot point or not. The fact is, that's what gave him that confidence to say, no, Taskmaster, you go deal with he said, you go deal with the rats in the basement, meaning you go deal with Alexei, Melina, go kill them, get rid of them. Natasha can't even hurt me. And that's just arrogant. If you don't think that's a good plot point, I can understand it, but there's reason for it. Him sending her out isn't just dumb. It's, hey, there's other powerful people down there who are a threat. You go handle them because I feel like Natasha can't harm me. I feel like I can handle Natasha. You know, so I there's justification for it, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, it was kind of decent. That's all. Yeah. I do see that angle though. Actually, I agree with it. Yeah, I think that, especially since Scarlett Johansson was executive producer, so she definitely had a lot of hands on it. So
okay.
Yeah, I know sending the opening credits, like, oh, okay. I don't buy the whole, this is a movie X amount of years in the making. I don't buy that 100%.
Say the last word again.
There, part of the marketing was like, oh, this was a movie like several years in the making, I should say. And I was like, I don't know about that. 100% believe that. I'm not saying they thought of this 2 years ago and was like, yeah, let's do it. But at the same time, however long they were mentioning, I'm not sure. But I'm not talking about as much as what it could have been. I'll talk about what we have here.
Yeah.
I guess overall, what you want to give kind of like our ratings or whatever?
I mean, if you guys wanted to dive more into how you, I was okay with Taskmaster. If you guys wanted to talk more about like, what you didn't like about Taskmaster, I just kind of gave why I was.
I guess Taskmaster, I understand her role in the story. She was a daughter of Dreykov, who Natasha Black Widow assumed, part of the Budapest incident, assassinated him to take down the entire program, and he had to use a daughter as like a lure of bait to take them both out. She saw it as a means to an end. And then after a while, she realized that she was alive, and they were able to take it down again in this movie towards the very end when they're about to have that final. Well, actually, not even before the final encounter, but she was trying to get out of the place and locked her into the glass prison.
Yeah,
I
when
believe.
Melina and Alexei locked him in there. Yeah.
Yes, we locked Taskmaster in there, and she's trying to talk to her, like, yo, I know you're still in there. I'm sorry for everything. So if I let you out, maybe we can just figure something out, whatever. But she was still under the control, so she did let her out, and she kind of slowly walked towards her and was about to like swing or something like that. But I think a part of the ship broke, and they both start
super convenient explosion.
Super convenient. Yep, perfectly timed. No way anyone would have seen
right as you're about to kill me and I'm super weak and basically have no energy. Explosion knocks me far away from you. And then I get my energy back to hang on until I can safely land on the platform. A lot of convenient moments in the movie.
Yeah, it's a little too convenient how stuff went there. A lot of plot armory type things, hand wavy things. Like, oh yeah, no problem. Like the parachute with Yelena when she and that stuff. But yeah, once they reached the ground, they had the final thing where it looked like they were about to fight one more time. But then Natasha somehow managed to get the pheromone and just broke it as soon as the helmet came off. The antidote, and was like, yeah, finally, she's coming back to her normal self. But at the same time, that character, she was such like program. Outside of like, oh, she supposedly got assassinated and killed, but no, she's been alive this whole time. I didn't really feel a lot of attachment to her. So it was like, I don't know. I feel like they didn't do as much.
Because it wasn't enough of her. You just saw her as this little girl who was a means to an end. And yes, that's sad. But
that sucks.
You know what might have made it had a little more hit? If at the end, instead of, I know there's no Black Widow 2 or anything like that. But if at the end, instead of like Natasha goes to hit the pheromone or something, she hits it and it doesn't affect her at all. And
that would have been something.
Goes, I'm not under his control. Like I just you did this. That would have been me to try to kill my father. And yes, he was a terrible person, but you still used me to try to kill my father. I'm pissed. I
honestly thought that's what they were gonna do.
That would have been some. That
was like, oh, it's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
That would have been great if it didn't.
You can't even smell.
I'd seen it when they gave some
actual. That's the thing. Watching on Disney Plus, you'd be like, how much is left? Press pause. Oh. So he saw the whole time. That kind of gets rid of the whole, oh man, I'm immersed in this long running movie.
But, to be fair, I did by accident, but yeah, it did.
I didn't do that, but the way the movie was going, I was like, we're pretty much towards the end. We're getting to that. Where is that? All the main characters alive? Type.
Even if she did, she could have got away. Like shit's hitting the fan. We get separated by a really really big piece of debris. I'll get you next time.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to make.
They didn't have to close the book. Yeah. Especially under. Yeah.
I don't know. I really just think that kid. It's weird, man. Like I think you put the best there. The second, an afterthought, like a second side project or something. There's a number of things that's just. I don't know. I at this point, I'm not sure we're gonna take with the character. They didn't even have her in post-credit scenes to understand what's next. I have no clue where she's gonna pop up next.
Right. Personally, I think they wasted Taskmaster.
Yes, and I
would have rather her be anything else than Taskmaster.
But yeah, man, that's just really disappointing.
What it is, I guess.
But it's like we mentioned earlier. It's not just Taskmaster; it's the Taskmaster protocol.
And
we don't even know.
But even with that,
that's wishful thinking, really.
Well, no.
It might be. It might be. Don't get me wrong. It very well could be. They might have said, "Hey, we just wanted to use the Taskmaster name. We knew it would generate some clicks. We did it. We don't care that y'all mad. Y'all can get over it and watch Doctor Strange. Y'all can get over and watch Shang-Chi. Y'all can get over it and watch Moon Knight."
Yeah, I will.
They might just do that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that it's not that, but I'm saying understanding that the door is still open, especially with a multiverse coming. The door is still open for any version of any character to still show up. Like I guess I don't. If this movie came out 2 or 3 years ago and they did this, I can understand the backlash because you don't know. We didn't know for a fact. We had hints, but we didn't know for a fact how crazy the multiverse could go. We've seen Loki now. We know how wild the multiverse could be. With Loki coming out, I just feel like the doors are so open. I don't think this is the only Taskmaster or the only version of Taskmaster you'll see. And even if they want to stick with this MCU version of Taskmaster being the Taskmaster protocol, who's to say that now in the future we don't have the Taskmaster from the comics who does all the things that it was, and she was just the early version of the Taskmaster protocol. There's a chance. Like I just don't know that this is the end of Taskmaster, and I don't know if this was a waste of it. I think they used her as Taskmaster to fit this mold, but they also left it with an open enough door that if we ever want to revisit Taskmaster, there's a chance. The difference is, I guess, the power is tied to the suit, other than him having the photographic reflexes or whatever and everything like that, like in the comics. Other than that, and I'm sure there's still a way, I'm just not a good enough writer, I'm sure there's a way that you can still work in him having that natural ability with the extra abilities of the suit and still be a more comic accurate Taskmaster in the future. It's just the one we got in this movie that's set years in the past, but 21 years in the past, it doesn't. Yes, it's not the perfect Taskmaster, but I don't know that it closes the book. I don't know if it's fair to say that.
I kind of wish it ultimately did feel like a side project, because I mean, even if it were a situation where there's an original and then they deviated from it, or maybe Taskmaster himself made the protocol and handed it to people, maybe he got tired of training people and said, "Hey, I'm just going to give you guys this protocol, just plug it into somebody's head, and they can fight just like me."
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but there was no mention of, what's the guy's name? The original Taskmaster.
I don't remember
Masters.
He does have it.
Antonio Masters.
Antonio Masters. Okay, there we go.
There was no mention of him at all. Yeah. So that was that's why I'm like, this is more wishful thinking than anything, because they didn't even tie it in at all.
My thing is, who's to say he has to be older? This is an origin story. We're going back in time. Who's to say that this version of Antonio Masters has to be? Like, we've seen changes already. He can still be a more comic-like version of him without having to be the original Taskmaster in the MCU. You see what I'm saying? Like, he could. That's what I'm saying. The next time a Taskmaster shows up somewhere, let's say it's Thunderbolts or something. The next time a Taskmaster shows up, they could be fighting Antonio Masters, who along with the suit's powers has this other photographic stuff that lets him do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there is potential there for it to come up. It's just, are people going to accept it or like it? And Jar will be back in a second, guys. So we'll just keep kind of moving through, but he'll be back soon. Yeah, man.
Anthony Masters. My bad.
Is it Antonio? It's not. Oh, Anthony.
No, all right. Well, Tony.
Spanish Taskmaster.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I understand why it had to be a woman for this movie.
Yeah, I feel like it just fits the whole.
It fits the whole thing. Yes, it makes sense.
And even some of the unity, like, hey, I did something wrong to you. It was wrong. I was wrong, but I'm fixing it now. Like, your father was this terrible person who caused all this pain. I didn't, I did something wrong. It was messed up. And them all even being able to realize it, and even her knowing what happened to her, being able to look at it and not be the psycho villain who says, I don't care why you used me, you still did it, and I'm angry at you. It seemed like granted, I don't know that dialogue was fully like legible, but it did seem like she said something along the lines of, like, I know it wasn't your fault, or like, I know that you were doing what you thought the only way you thought you could, or something. She seemed to have some sort of understanding that.
So she killed her.
She wasn't the.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
You said what?
Okay. I mean, I guess there was some kind of abuse.
What do you mean?
With Draco and his daughter.
Draco.
Yeah, we should call him Draco. Because he freaking, his daughter was super okay with him dying. She acts like is he dead?
Well, like, again, you got to remember though, she was under the same mind control influence. So she was turned into a killing machine and then not given any choice but to go out there and kill. You see? So she probably hates him just as much. Yes, I might. And you got to think, like, everybody's different. You have the villain. You have a typical villain who might hear that story and say, "Oh, I'm going to avenge myself, avenge my father, I'm gonna hate Natasha Romanoff forever." But then you also have people who go, well, I would have never been in this situation if my father wasn't doing this fucked up shit and making people want to kill him. And then after you save my life, which I wish you just let me die, now you bring me back and you make me a killing machine, and I don't have any free will because I'm just doing whatever you tell me to do. So she might just have always felt that way. Like, thank God I'm free. Like, I'm away from you. Now, does this mean that eventually she doesn't build up some more resentment towards Natasha or something later? Who knows? If they want to keep using her version, if she influences the next version in some way, who knows? But it's not the craziest thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you sell the movie with Taskmaster as the seller, and then
one of the
not
sellers.
Taskmaster, and
Again, I'm not upset of the character change itself. They can mold the character and have the moniker of Taskmaster. I just don't think it was done as well as it could have been for the whole movie.
Okay, right. I can.
Yeah, that's, and then I just want to make that clear. I'm not like down on, oh man, it's not the old dude from Comic Accurate. I'm not mad that we already have different character, different
versions of
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's
and
no
isn't there
problem.
a woman Taskmaster already? I saw a report about that, and I don't know if it was how true it was, but I saw somebody, and obviously I don't read my comics.
I don't remember,
but I saw somebody said there was a woman Taskmaster already in the comics.
I actually don't know. So I can't tell you that. Probably a Google search away, but I just know the main OG Taskmaster with the goofy skull face.
I just, we have so many different versions of shit. There's multiverses. There's
if you're gonna do a different version, just make it good.
That's fair.
That's really all I ask.
She didn't have enough screen time or character development.
That
she basically went from
child
to drone to emotionless killer. Yeah. She was a child and then she became an emotionless killer.
They could have for this iteration, they again like just more screen time, more explanation, more characterization of that, Stone Cold Killer program, watching, know all the Avengers moves and stuff like that.
Right.
I would have been totally okay with that. Been like, this is a different take, but it was enjoyable for the movie's context. Can't, want to see more in the future.
They should have made her had her own mind still. Like, okay, yes, she was damaged, but she was still in her right mind. She could still speak and be a person, and then allow her to be like plotting with her father instead of. I think that would have made it. I think people would have been more accepting of that than just this mindless. Emotionless person.
I think they affect her, and then that would have been honestly.
I think they only kept that just to keep it like
that
on par with the Black Widow program. Yeah,
and I get it. My thing is, I'm not upset at the choice, but I think if you switch it like that, I think everybody might enjoy it a little more.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it might have been more widespread.
More of an emotional attachment to the.
And there's more of an emotional attachment there because you're like, hey, I get it. You know that this woman blew you up in order to kill her father. Like he was willing to make you collateral damage and for shit you had nothing to do with. And you were just a little girl. Yeah, that should piss you off. You might want to be a lifelong vengeful person for that.
For real.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Long term. Yeah, we spun our wheels on Black Widow. What y'all rate for it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot all about ratings. 6.5, 7. I may be somewhere there.
I'd give it a 6.
What I give Aquaman? What did I give?
Damn, that's Ian's.
No. I'm saying this stuff above Aquaman. I'm saying what did I give that?
Ian. So I just don't like. I don't like that. Anytime you're ranking a movie and you're not sure, you're like,
is it Aquaman tier? You do that though.
If I gave Aquaman that,
then
it's
not Aquaman. That's like the barometer.
I don't like that. That makes
me. I just want to be consistent, man.
Hey, I'll give you that. Consistency is key.
All right, I'll give it a.
Not so Aquaman out of 10.
Not quite Aquaman, but maybe about a 6.35. Not quite Aquaman.
Not quite as Shazam.
We're just gonna use that.
Not as low as an Aquaman.
Hey, look, it don't matter what movie. It don't matter what we're rating anymore. I don't care if we're rating comic book movies. I don't care if we're rating The Notebook 2. We're going to use not quite Aquaman as the bare minimum. That has to be our, hey,
we need to make a
not quite Aquaman, but
And you start making a Twiggly Nerds tier maker, and you can like customize the tier names.
Yeah,
Just the bottom says
Aquaman.
Not
there's
quite
two.
Aquaman.
The second to last is not quite Aquaman tier. The last one is
Aquaman tier.
Aquaman tier. Not quite Aquaman. Niggas, man,
and then put a Marvel movie there, confuse everyone.
I'll give it a 5.5, man.
Damn, middle of the road, man, right here. I give it a 6.
You know what?
I'm
six.
I'm just wilding on it, bro.
Hey, man, I'm a 6 out of 10. Just above, just slightly above average, but nothing to be like, oh man, that's that heat. You're not gonna hear me going, ranting in the chat, but oh man, it brings some. Yeah.
I get it, man. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it was ridiculous or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I think
or Dark World level. That's my like Aquaman. Marvel movies.
That's it. That's the Marvel equivalent, Dark World.
To me, it is. Yeah,
I can see that. No, I can see that. I can see that. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. I do get it. Okay, man.
Yeah.
Last bullet thing of the day, and honestly, I'm not that long-winded on this one. I think my points are pretty quick and to it personally, because this kind of was our. I look at this as like the train ride into the next episode. So Loki, episode 5. I'll drop another spoiler drop here for you. Another drop. In case you forgot. Spoilers. Here we go. Somewhere. Okay. So we're talking about Loki episode 5 of 6. Okay. So we're almost at the end here. And which reminds me, Ian, Bad Batch, we haven't even.
Is that done?
No, it's not done yet.
No, it's not done yet.
I thought y'all were gonna.
No, okay. we do a short at the end. We just haven't even referenced it. It's really good.
Man.
It's just really good. I just wanted to just randomly still throw that in there. No, nothing. Just it's still good. Loki. So 5 of 6. We're coming towards the end of it, and this was the train ride to the end, I believe. Basically, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. This was what gets us from everything we've learned about the TVA and Loki and timelines and everything into the end game of
all the Loki.
This. Who is controlling this? Who's making us do these different things? And we get there. I think I'll even approach this the same way we kind of just did Black Widow a little bit, where I don't need to go minute by minute, because I think the one thing that bothered me is Renslayer's story to me. Her arc in this episode, I feel like it's written poorly. It didn't make much sense.
Yeah, just lying and deceiving and try hard.
I think everything outside of that was on par with everything else. I think everything outside of Renslayer's story was fine.
I agree.
There was some CGI dips and stuff here and there, but I think we're used to that at this point now. And I think with the reception, overall reception, I think next season we'll see a huge jump in everything, where it might look consistent across whole episodes. This season, I think we've seen little pockets of, that could have been done a little better. That looked a little off. That wasn't great. No, it's not a knock. It doesn't take away from the show for me. I still think the show has been great. I just think it was little moments where we're like, that could have been better.
I mean, honestly, like the one thing that I did see with the smoke, it still was a good smoke. That's
what I was gonna say. I think
just that in this show where everything else, the CGI is just top tier.
Stuff has been off the charts for sure.
Yeah, I think it was still pretty. I think for everything they're doing this episode, especially like classic Loki, old Loki, whichever you want to call him, he had this whole moment where Asgard. Yeah, just created just structures of Asgard, and that's probably one of my favorite sequences in the.
That was great.
I think this sequence here is what Tom Hiddleston was talking about in the interview.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the main things. I think you're just like, that
alone was dope. For him to recreate Asgard with his magic, like,
that's dope.
Man. Yeah.
That's why it's always cool to have like the older, wiser character. In this case, is a variant, because they just have that, I'm gonna call it stored magical ability. That's what I'm gonna call it. Because look, this Loki, our Loki, hasn't done, if I can recall, anything to this scale. Nor has Sylvie.
And I thought that was great for Loki to look at Sylvie and go, I think we're more powerful.
We're more powerful than we realize. Yeah.
Yes, that was a good. I
thought that was a great moment. Great character development.
That was great. That's definitely one of those quotable
hit the nose on the head for that. And for every nose they hit on the head with that, they missed with Renslayer. So,
man, we got to see.
And we'll dive into it here for a second. I'll get your overall thoughts here. The reality is, we didn't necessarily progress through the story. We progressed through a moment in the story, how they get to the end. The story didn't necessarily progress. We didn't really learn too much crazy new information. Like, okay, yes, it's Elias.
We
yes,
learned about these Loki variants.
We learned about Loki variants, that was cool. That was dope.
They all were savages in their own way.
For sure. That was dope. We'll definitely get into Loki variants. That was really cool. We have Boastful Ian here as well.
Boastful Ian.
We might have seen that multiple times through this episode already. But
that dude's a savage. He killed Cap and Iron Man. He said, "Fuck y'all," and he has owned me owner. That shit. I was like, yo,
wild shit.
That was pretty interesting.
And and at the end of the day, they didn't get exactly where they were trying to get yet. They were able to gain access to it and go and everything like that, and whatever. So I think overall the episode was still very good. I think there was some good character development in there. There were just some moments in here where I'm just like, that doesn't make sense to a story. Do y'all have overall thoughts?
I think this episode had some really high highs and a few lows, and a lot of the Renslayer stuff with Sylvie trying to get information out of her. They brought back Miss Minutes again, and she was supposed to be Sylvie really wanted her and Miss Minutes to look up the beginning of the TVA in time, the beginning of time, and I believe the TVA. And then they also kind of gave us a nice little I don't say exposition, kind of a little blurb, explain the void and where it's supposed to be the end of this. According to Renslayer, it's the end of this timeline. It's where everything that we prune goes, and then the little cloud monster thing there will take care of that and turn into nothingness and just deletes it permanently. So the void is one big recycle bin. So yeah. But yeah, Renslayer trying to deceive her and kind of string her along. Just I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't really look super deep in like writing and stuff like that. But sometimes things like that just doesn't, I don't know, just didn't gel quite as well. But I feel like that whole point was just for Sylvie to be like, actually, since you told me I don't die, fuck y'all. She commits TVA seppuku and just prunes herself.
And that's my problem. It seemed like a long con way to make her do that. And if anything,
filler, almost filler.
That whole exchange
just about could have been filler. That's not a good way to put it. Filler is like irrelevant to the story. I would say padding.
Okay,
some sort of padding. I don't want to say filler.
And it's odd because you just know they cut other stuff out of this. Stuff has been cut, so it's just like you cut other stuff and left this in. Like this, we didn't need it to be that deep. She gets cornered and she either decides to do it or they do it for her. Either way, we know she doesn't die. It doesn't matter who does it, right? She gets sent to the thing and the Lokis can save her or have a chance to catch her. Or in the way we saw it in this one, Mobius pops in and pops in. And that, I guess we'll say that was also good to see that everybody goes to the same place. Nobody, there's no special like Mobius void and
Mobius
void. It's all like he with a million Mobiuses. Like I think I was the only idiot that thought that potentially. You know what I mean? I think it was just me who thought maybe everybody gets. I guess it's like me. It's just like people like who feel like everybody gets their own personal heaven. I guess in my head I was like everybody gets their own personal void at the end of time, and Mobius just got pruned where all the other disloyal Mobiuses go, and we'll get another Mobius. That's just how I thought of it. But no, like it's just go to the end of time, and then you get wiped out, and we'll find another TVA person to replace you or whatever. So. But yeah, my bad, Gerard. Was that the end of your overalls or?
Okay. So this is something I didn't mention in the chat, or did I mention it? I don't remember. I'll mention some of there was a lot of heavy Marvel Easter eggs that I know y'all probably wouldn't catch. The biggest one, which Derek, you probably might have seen it buzzing a little bit, was when our Loki was walking around with the other three Lokis walking through the world. They kept showing like panning motions of some parts, and we seen like something like a huge massive head of the Yellow Jacket villain from Ant-Man. That's whatever. They had like one for a villain that hasn't been in the MCU yet. The Ancient Tribunal. I forgot the full name. He's relevant to Doctor Strange, funny enough. But the two big things that were hilarious, because it's a meme in like a bunch of Marvel fan circles, they showed the Thanos copter. That is so ins. When I saw that, I bust out laughing at like 6 a.m. because I was like, how the. So okay,
Is there a little history of the Thanos copter? Like, why is that funny? I saw it, but I didn't understand it, and I haven't looked up what those were. I wanted to, I just never did.
The Thanos copter was used literally like once or twice in the comics, and it wasn't even in the Infinity War stuff. It was just for something else. Where Thanos, he has his own copter. He was in like some part of the city or whatever. He was trying to go against another character, and he was just in a copter. And it's just so funny and out of place. He's big, imposing space titan dude with magical powers and everything, and he's an Eternal as well, and he's just in this big ass bright yellow ass copter that has Thanos on the back. That's some cartoonish villain shit right there. Yes. That's what makes it so funny, and that's stuff where that's all it was. So people like, especially in Infinity War and Endgame, people were like, people were speculating, well, what happened? It's like, he's gonna come with the Thanos copter, and that's that. Just stupid jokes like that. And there was another thing they showed, which is when they were first descending into like the little hangout lair, the Loki man cave, I'm gonna call it. And they showed part of the dirt as they're going beneath. They showed a Mjolnir, and they showed what looked like a frog Thor. That's an actual character. That's Frog Thor. And that's all I can say about that. I did see that. I did see the Frog Thor. I thought that was cool, and I looked that up because I saw it and I saw Mjolnir, and I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, okay. They went stupid in this episode, but I enjoyed that little Frog Thor reference was dope. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Just like he was like, I'll try to get the hammer, and I was like, yeah. And I thought it was crazy because I didn't notice that. I saw spoilers for that before I saw the episode, but I didn't know they were out of context. Yeah, I just saw like Frog Thor, and I was like, what are y'all talking about? And then as I saw it, I saw him in there, and I was like, oh. So that was like the only spoiler that's like probably one of the only spoilers, and it didn't ruin anything for me because I didn't know who Frog Thor was. It's all just goofy Easter eggs. But it didn't bother me. But yeah, that was the only spoiler that I really saw. So I did. That's the only reason I guess I caught it, because without that, I guess I wouldn't know what was going on there. Yeah, so that was cool. Frog Thor and Thanos copter are canon in the MCU, among all. Just the. It's so ridiculous. It gives me the ability to make a Thanos copter show up. Oh god, it's so ridiculous. It's so stupid, but I love it. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. Overall, all the interactions with the Thors, classic Thor. Apparently, a lot of people online, the actor that played classic Thor, my bad, classic Loki. Richard E. Grant or something. Richard E. Grant, I think his name is. Yeah. Apparently he's. Yeah, apparently I don't know. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, it's Richard. He's playing classic Loki. I knew it." And I'm like, "Who?" So yeah, it's interesting. So each of those Lokis had different, and it also tells us how their universes went on, and if they're still in line to our original Lokis, where like classic Loki was somehow escaped that Asgard ship when Thanos came through with the Infinity Stones, and he dipped and just seemed to like escape and be kind of elusive for so long, and then they pruned him. Boastful Loki, aka Black Loki, we can say that. We can say that. He's apparently the only Black Loki, so I feel like it's all right. We can say Black Loki. But yeah, apparently he just was a savage and was just like, yo, I killed Cap and Iron Man. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck? And he had his own like Mjolnir, but he didn't really do much except saying if he really did it though. What you say? Boastful just means you speak about yourself a lot. It don't mean that you're lying. Boastful don't mean you lying. That's true. And it don't mean you're embellishing the story. It just means you be speaking up yourselves. He might not have been lying. What if he really did kill Cap and Iron Man and killed Thor? So well, Kid Loki killed Thor. Kid Loki killed Thor. He had a fucking high C juicy juice juice box and was like, yeah, I did it. I knocked the old head off, and that's it. And I'm like, and he looked at our Loki just like, yeah, nigga. So what about like you don't even. Right. Stop playing with me. Like skinny ass tie wearing looking ass. Like, lost your jacket, did you? Right. Like, if you don't get away from me, I killed our brother. Leave me alone. Oh yeah, and then alligator Loki, Gator Loki is Gator Loki. Yeah, because that's all. Yeah, just they did the whole shtick. They did the whole shtick where he didn't speak. He didn't have an English language. He just did a couple of hissing noises from time to time. When they looked at him, they would respond like they understood everything he was saying. Facts. Yeah.
I'm okay with
stuff
that.
like
I'm
that.
okay.
Yeah,
with that.
that's
I'm okay
perfectly
with that.
fine.
You can't overanalyze the alligator Loki.
No,
like, come on, guys.
It's fine. It just gives us
I didn't see anybody doing that, but I would just hope that that's not.
There was a hint
alligator
that
Loki's
he may
supposed
not
to
even be Loki, though.
That's true.
I
They kept
said, do
saying
we
that.
even know if he's really a
true.
Loki? Like, how do he just showed up here and he happens to be wearing a helmet? Maybe
He
he
could be
ate
anybody.
Loki
Who
and
knows?
the helmet ended up on his
Yeah,
head.
he didn't do any magic. He just did alligator things. He's chilling in the pool because that's what gators and pools because they're cold, etc.
On the low, I was hoping that alligator Loki would come to the defense of classic Loki when he was about to get smoked.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Like he just jump up and like shot like a green bee from
yeah.
his mouth or something. That would have been crazy. That would have been so.
Oh my god! He is a Loki.
Me on Wednesday morning would have been like, yo, I don't need coffee no more. This shit is so crazy. I'm awake. I'm alert.
That would have
so much life just now.
Right, just
alligator Loki coming in like that would have woke me up for sure, 100%. Yeah, I'm definitely alert now.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then of course we had I'm gonna call it President Loki, who also played by Tom Hiddleston. Probably one of the first few things we saw in the first trailers, and he had a bunch of other random. I don't think they're Loki. I don't know if they're Loki. I think they're just random people that got pruned during the voyage.
Nah, they said they were all. Well, I saw reports.
Are they all
Lokis?
Oh,
just all they were all Lokis. That's what I saw. Now, obviously, we didn't all get stories for every one of them, but they were all Lokis. That was the idea from the way it was explained, and especially because the first thing he says when President Loki finds regular Loki, he says to him, "Which one of us are you?" or which iteration, or something like that, like something along those lines. So, and he said, "Which one of us?" It included, like, to me, that implied his group. And so saying you're one of us or which one of us are you is you're a Loki. Which kind of Loki are you? And you over here with the enemy. So I guess you one of those type of Lokis.
Okay.
And then obviously all the Lokis not being able to stop themselves from fighting. It's just, that was funny. I thought that was
it was just everything about it's just ridiculous. Typical. Yeah.
Exactly what you'd expect from a bunch of narcissistic Lokis standing around. Yeah. The fight breaks out. And then, we got to see alligator Loki bite that arm off. But you're right, he didn't use any magic.
It's fine.
I wondered
gator things with the Loki horns. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm content.
I just don't. You know what? The only reason I'm not buying into that is that I just don't think there's enough time for them to implement alligator Loki being a secret.
No, I think they did. I don't think they only really did that just for the comedic thing of the show. I don't think that. I mean. It can also give the idea of other Lokis can just be creatures,
things,
actual creatures and stuff. Which,
granted, if we say that, and then next week after the finale, we get a end credit scene, and alligator Loki transforms into something else, and
Mephisto,
and we're like, yo, you know what? You know what? If I'm Kevin Feige, I'm doing it. And then you know what? After I show that post-credit scene, I never use Mephisto again. Not for 3 more phases of the MCU. Crazy. Just to fuck with people. Oh, y'all think because y'all got mad, y'all control shit now? Watch this. I'm gonna make alligator Loki Mephisto, and then do nothing with it. And then I'll just bring in a new Mephisto later. Because fuck y'all. Like, why not?
Troll to the max.
Why not? Since y'all don't have any patience. Since y'all know better than me.
All right, y'all. I mean, y'all got anything else to add for the episode as well?
I do. I'm gonna ask y'all a couple questions just because we're here. First things first, Renslayer and her arc. I think it was lazily written for her. I don't think she did a poor job acting, so I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. Same thing with I'm gonna criticize B-15, her scene as well with Renslayer. I don't think either of them did a poor job acting. I think their acting was fine.
They understood the assignment.
It's just what was written for them to do wasn't good. I know that they're not writing their own scenes, so I know it's not their fault specifically. So that whole scene with Renslayer and B-15 about she needs it, you want it, and it's just like, what?
Yes.
That felt like it was straight out of like a 90s after school sitcom or something. Like, it was just stupid. I just thought that was whack. Like, I would expect that from a Young Justice plot line you know, like original
damn.
Young Justice, not season 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would like, you know, it wasn't good. Her still being loyal to the TVA to an extent because she wants to figure out who it is makes no sense because she hasn't been established as anybody who might be slightly power hungry. And they had multiple chances to give us that. They could have slightly given us like fadebacks to her rise from being an agent to being the judge, and shown us like she has this path of maybe being power hungry, or maybe she has her own agenda for eventually getting to the timekeepers and figuring out who's at the end of time, who runs it, because maybe she already knew that the timekeepers were fake. You know what I mean? Like they could have done more to establish her being in this position where she'd learned that the TVA is fake and none of it's real, and still be fighting for it, or still be fighting in its interest because somehow that serves her interest. None of that was established, so I just thought that was poor. I don't know if y'all noticed that same thing.
Yeah.
No, I definitely, I actually agree with that too. Like, I don't know, man. I'm noticing a trend. I hate to be this way, but certain characters that are supposed to be up there with the main characters as well are not given the same quality writing as others. If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yes, I am. We understand.
We'll see. One more episode of this season. So I hope they tie something together with that. Huh?
I was just saying I didn't even put that together until you just said
I didn't want to say that because I felt like
someone has
MCU writing for certain characters.
Man. We have.
Fuck it. We've gotten good MCU writing for Black characters in the MCU before. This didn't seem like it. It seemed like
the show before it
role
had better writing.
It seemed like the whole time that she was a role character where she was just doing everything as kind of like she's just following orders. Those seemed written fine. She acted them well. They seemed written fine. The moment she became a key player, her scenes took a dip. That's it. It wasn't a dip in acting. It was a dip in writing. Take from that what you will. Whether you think it's racism, whether you think the writers don't know how to write a Black cat, whatever you want to believe it is, they took a dip the moment she became a key player, and the innocence of she's being brainwashed was stripped away from her. The writing and her scenes were dipped. Take it for what it is.
I don't even believe. Well, all right, let me. I mentioned it. I don't think it's racism at all. I think it's just those characters. They just didn't give the same equal writing prowess to. That's how I really talk it up to. Because again, like you said, there have been other characters written well. I'm not saying these same people are writing everyone, but they all got it,
and that's why I left that door open, because
they all got
the same writers. So.
It all trickles back up to Kevin Feige, and maybe he's just kind of like, okay, or whatever. He can only look at so many scripts at one time for however many projects are ongoing. So,
and I guess we do have to be.
I'm just being critical.
No, I'm being critical of it as well. I 100% agree. I noticed that as well. I wasn't sure of it, and I felt like we might get judged for saying it because they're like, well, look, you guys were just lament. You guys were just. Why do I keep want to say lamenting so much now because of lamenting?
Oh, that planet,
that damn. I keep wanting to say lamenting now, and I've never. Have y'all ever just been with me on a regular other day or some other time, and I just said lamenting?
No, that's not.
What was that one time you were lamenting the experience of playing that? No, you've never.
Shut up, Ian.
I was about to say, like, I wasn't there.
No, but I just, man, I don't know. They could have done more. Could have done more. They could have done better here.
Yeah,
I think the focus was just changed. So I think I do feel like that scene with
B-15
and what's that lady name, man?
Renslayer.
Renslayer.
Ravonna Renslayer, yeah.
Yes.
I feel like they were kind of tossed back in to this episode. I think it was an extra scene that they made that they may have taken out, or it just was an extra scene, and they realized that there wasn't enough screen time with B-15 and Renslayer. The focus kind of changed to just the Lokis over in that area. So they kind of slipped it in, like, all right, let's just keep what's going on the other side of the world into the show. We don't want to lose track of what's going on over here. And they just threw something together. Wow, 3 hours.
Haven't had a long one in a minute, man.
Yeah,
we'll cut some of this down.
Yeah, we can.
That'll be all right.
I feel like it was after.
We're at the end here, though.
But
yeah,
we're at the end.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing with it. So I guess I have to tidy it up. Towards
I got to ask y'all one last thing.
Oh yeah. The other question.
This is the last thing. I there is no answer to it, so y'all don't have to be long on it. What happened to all the reset bombs that got sent?
They were sent by Kang, of course. Who else?
No,
Kang had to be the top villain. He's in the castle at the end, right?
Sylvie sent all the reset bombs into the timeline, branching it off. We got to see the end with the branching. Everybody was in a panic, and nothing has happened with that. And they celebrated the end of it, and we have not touched it again. Nobody has revisited it. Nobody has said anything. It was a big point. It was an episode ending moment. She dropped a bunch of reset charges to random timelines, and none of that has come back. My thing is, if they're supposed to tidy some of this up and say like Doctor Strange or another place, that's cool. But you have to tell us what that potentially caused or something. That you can't just do that and it be this whole big plan that she'd been planning basically half her life or whatever. And now there's just no reference to it again. It didn't affect anything. The TVA wasn't affected by that. The timelines weren't affected by that. What happened to all those branches? Like, yeah, okay. I just.
Yeah, that is definitely that's definitely a question I've been wondering as well.
Personally,
I'm not sure if they're gonna even answer it.
I don't think they're gonna answer
it. But I just want us to keep it honest on it.
My thoughts are the reset triggers just reset the moments in that event back to the start of or before the bomb was triggered. It just resets everything, right? That's all it does.
Well, yeah, that's what it was kind of. Well, that's why none of this shit makes sense, bro. That's what I'm pointing out. It's to me, it seems like it's a plot hole. Unless somebody out there can explain it to us, maybe we got it wrong, and it's very possible. But the reset charges do what you said. But when we saw her with all the things set up in the mall, and she dropped them through all the portals, when she dropped them through, that created branches. It created a bunch of branches.
I think those were just meant to be diverged. What's the word I'm looking for?
Diverging.
Just a diversion.
Yeah, diversion. I think that's when I think about it,
because after she did that, she went straight to the what's his name, and she assumed that all of the timekeepers would be preoccupied with resolving those branches. Mm-hmm. That nobody would be, or not a lot of people would be left at the headquarters.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, but
okay.
Yeah, because
that wasn't well explained then. If that's the explanation.
Well, no. I think Ian's on to some there because, like, episode 3. I mean, clearly she walked through that portal. We didn't know where it was going. We probably could have assumed it was a TVA, and Loki followed after her. They both get there and they have the little scuffle and everything. Also, I think the episode also begins with a lot of the TVA agents just scrambling.
Yeah.
And also show Ravonna like, oh my god, I have to get my glowy pruning stick of death and all that stuff. Yeah. So I think Ian's around that. But however, unless I don't know if they ever explained, and maybe I'm just forgetting something that happened a few weeks ago. I don't know if they explained if they fixed those possible Nexus events. Yeah, because we saw that little TV screen, it was going all going crazy. Places,
it was, that's what I mean, bro. And even that, like, think about that scene, and we'll end here. Just think about that scene where she's dropping all of them in. She sets off, like, she hits whatever button, and she didn't just hit the button so they start doing it and then drop through and then fall out. She hit them so that they were pretty much right before they blow, then dropped them through all of the doors, and then they went. So what time the TVA would have had to deploy to all of those different, what was it? What did we see they sell like at least 20, 25 plus, 30 plus different places?
It was a lot. It was a couple.
Maybe it was closer to 50 if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember that to be true. I remember at least like 30 or so. So if we're saying it's that many, how many agents? I mean, I guess you could say TVA has a bunch of agents. We didn't have to see every agent. That's true. But the idea that all of them would have been able to get deployed immediately after seeing that happen in order to stop the effect of whatever those things were going off, when it seemed like they had only a millisecond of time. Like it seemed like them bombs going off is what caused it to go. So then, well, I guess if the bomb going off caused a different timeline, and they went in and put another reset charge, maybe it reset it. See, I don't know how it works, and that's where the confusion comes from for me. And I feel like they could have explained it better. Because to me, it looked like that was supposed to be a big point in disrupting the TVA, not just a distraction to get to the timekeepers, but that should have been a big plot point in hampering or handicapping the TVA, and it just wasn't. It's just a distraction. You create all these different branching timelines, and it's just a distraction. That's I just think that's weird. To me, that looked like opening up the what if bag. Like that, to me, looked like that's what was supposed to connect us to that. And it's not doing that at all. So,
well, yeah, we'll definitely talk, I guess, mention what if more next week or something. There's something to mention about that trailer. That a lot in it. I agree.
Yeah, we didn't have time for talking.
It's all good. It's all good. I agree with both of y'all. Because like what Ian said, I didn't think about it too far until you mentioned it was the Verge, and I thought, yeah, that's right, because that was her whole MO, was to just tear down the TVA. I mean, she said it in the episode, actually. Yeah. She said she wants to destroy the TVA. Yeah. And she was like, why do you want to take over it? Like, what are you doing? But also, like you said as well, Derek, after the fact of that, great, they're all scattered, was a diversion, etc. They got in there to the TVA, but what actually happened to those branching paths? Did they fix them? I mean, maybe they showed the sacred timeline. I mean, they showed it once in the beginning of episode 4 when it was doing like the really fat, when they were like having their like moment before the Lamentus exploded, and it was going up like just almost like vertical.
Yep.
Going up to the next.
That was the only one, right?
That was the only one, I think.
And the rocks card thing with all the reset charges was the end of episode 3.
Yeah. 2. That was the end of episode 2.
Okay.
Because episode 3, because episode 3 was just, what are we doing on the Lamentus one? And then episode 4 was beginning, they were trying to track them, be like, where the hell are they? Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something. Oh man,
to me, that's a big miss. That's it. Yeah. Even if it was just a diversion, I think you have, for how big they made that diversion seem, you have to be able to explain it better than I think it we got.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like they're
as far as how they work.
I hate to say this. I think they use that as I think they're just hinging on like us assuming that they fixed it on their own, and that's why I didn't get mentioned, which is lazy as fuck.
I agree, but that's that's all I'm saying.
If all it does is reset that period of time, then so long as everybody does exactly what they did already, and nobody deviates, then everything should just go back to normal. And if somebody deviates, then the timekeepers come in and take them.
Yeah, so they
I just don't understand how the reset charges would have created a diversion if there was nothing diverted already.
Then that's a good question.
Yeah, now we're at the time paradox.
That's the best way to say it. That's how I had to get to my. There we go. I had to say it a bunch of times, but I was going to get to a good way to say it, and that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. I don't understand how it.
Why did that cause? Yes, that's a good question.
There we go. Don't understand why I did it if that's not what its actual function is. And there's just not enough explanation around that.
Because they use it all the time and they don't cause,
exactly new timelines from
it.
They set it back to the regular one. So how did she get it to whatever. Okay, but y'all get it. Now we on the same page. Now y'all understand the question I'm asking.
I understood it. I think it took Ian to say it was the version that kind of clicked, like, okay, and then this is why the problem is here. So I mean, weird. Yeah, it's weird. Oh man, it's hard for me to really give a good speculation because this show is confirmed to have a second season. I don't know how the show is going to end on this Wednesday coming up. I have no clue.
Absolutely,
I can only imagine it's going to annoy the hell out of me.
I mean, there's a very high chance that's possible,
and that's where I'm getting
in general.
And you know what? And okay. for the last time. I'm lying probably, but we can end on this. But Gerard, you said this a couple weeks ago. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Nazi or somebody in the chat was like, "Man,
Nazi said it.
He said I'm really loving Loki," and you said, "We'll see if it sticks the landing."
I did, man.
That has been an MCU problem, and we gave a pass. We gave a pass to WandaVision because we were like, well, most of their disappointment in that is fan speculation,
right?
Versus what happened. Now we did point. I think we pointed out some proper issues with WandaVision, specifically with how they handle Monica and different things. But overall, we were like, y'all are really upset because of your own expectations. They did it with Winter Soldier in a couple of different areas, but we accepted it overall because they had a good base with a lot of.
I think it had a more solid ending. I think it just wasn't solid, quite as.
But it didn't. Did it stick it though? Did it really go? Yeah, this is the.
I think it tied up things, but Power Broker still just kind of.
And there we go. And now this show, I almost said lamenting again. This show, we are.
That's the word of the year, man.
Lamenting on Xbox. That's the time. No, I'm kidding.
Like what the fuck? Now we have this show, and we love Loki, and we love the time travel aspect, and we love Owen Wilson, and we love Ravonna, and we love all the. But now here we are at the end, and we're they didn't explain this, and this is kind of on. This was kind of convenient, and this is a little lazy, and now we're here, and we're like,
too many unknown.
Are we going to stick this landing with something that's going to make us go? Fuck yes,
this show is so abstract.
Are we going to get that? And I'm not sure.
It's so like
I have no clue. Like we have people think, people, there was like there was some structure in this episode that had a callback to Kang. Or or like his human character name.
I did see something like that. Yes. What was it though? I don't remember.
Talking about the Avengers building having the Kang logo on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was the building. I thought at the end of episode 4, I thought it was the Avengers Tower, but it wasn't. Yeah. So
yeah, man.
I think it's gonna be another Loki variant just to keep myself grounded. I'm not really buying all the Loki.
I'm never watching another MCU.
That's kind of the theory.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If Loki is, if there's another Loki, if there's another Loki at the end of the TVA,
I'll tell you how.
I am never watching another MCU show. I swear to you, we will fuck this whole segment. We will never do this again. You guys will do this without me. I swear to you. I swear to you, if it's another Loki,
I have a hunch, man. I feel like they're gonna pull a fast one. I'm sorry. I'm just.
I just rebuke that. I rebuke that negative energy. I rebuke that.
I'm not even being
negative. This is birthday, man. Come on, man.
I rebuke it.
All right, it's gonna be Kang. It's gonna be
Kang, Immortus, Conqueror at minimum.
It's gonna be Mephisto's brother. It's gonna be
at best. It'll be Loki dressed as
Shumagora. He's about to fuck up Doctor Strange's day in the movie. I want Shumagora for that movie, but still, like,
honestly, God, there's way too many reasons why it has to be another Loki. But
no.
I mean, if it is Kang, if that's our first like true like, oh shit, it's Kang, or they name drop Kang or some shit, then they'll be like, oh shit, that'll be like our Avengers 2012, like, oh, it's Thanos post-credit scene moment. I don't know. I'm just.
How could it be another Loki? Why would another Loki pick the sacred timeline where Loki dies?
Because I don't know. I'm not sure. I just
so that he could be the one and
the ruler of time. I don't know, but at the very beginning,
if this is another Loki, bro, I'm fighting both of you.
I mean, he's getting rid of all the Lokis.
If this is another Loki, I'm fighting y'all niggas. If this is another Loki, I'm fighting y'all niggas because this is y'all fault. Not only did Drop put it in the air and Ian over here justifying it. So if this is another Loki, I'm pulling up on both y'all niggas. We got a box. Hey, y'all might win. You never know. I'm just saying we got to get this shit out the way. We can't have pod beef.
We only got a few days,
so we have to fight because this is insane. This is insane. If that comes true, I will be so upset. All right, I'm not gonna give that no more energy because I don't believe it. No, cannot be another Loki at the end. If they Agatha all along and into it's another Loki. Agatha all along was funny. This ain't gonna be funny. This ain't gonna be funny.
That worked out just because of the context of that show.
Of that show specifically,
that show specifically, absolutely. That show specifically. This is like, well, he decides to introduce a villain at a different iteration at the very end of this season. I don't know, man. I'm only saying just September expectation. I know there's a lot of fan speculation that they're dropping the Kang hits. We know Kang is gonna be in Ant-Man Quantumania, that movie. We know he's gonna be like a main villain in that. Jonathan Major gonna be playing him. We're gonna see him in all the blue, purplish look, etc. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if they're gonna plant the seeds here and formally say it. I don't know. I just don't know.
I would hope so. I would hope so. He's confirmed. He's a confirmed character. We know he's acting him. We've seen like little renders and stuff of his what he should look like and all types of stuff. Like
I think I just someone pretty good for
it. For real, man. Like I just feel like this is your chance. Don't make us wait too long like you did with Black Widow, and now we got this thing where we're kind of half-assed about it. You have a chance here to really give us some excitement, really build that hype for this next thing going. You know what I mean? Like, and on the back of this Taskmaster thing, I just, it would be really good to see.
I mean, the next set of shows, not even counting What If, that's like its own thing, kind of, sort of.
Well, yeah.
But like Hawkeye and Mr. Marvel, those are supposed to be the last two MCU shows this year, I believe, unless something happens. Okay. I don't really know how that's going to drum up its own hype, because Hawkeye is kind of his own thing. It's going to introduce Kate Bishop Hawkeye. Yep. She's cool. And then Miss Marvel, we'll see.
Right. See how it goes.
We'll see. So
yeah, man. All right, guys. Let me get out of here. So
shout out to the listeners and viewers. Y'all are some troopers, man.
Y'all listen.
Please thumb up the video. Please rate on whatever streaming app has the rating.
Please do. I think I keep saying that we're supposed to do at the beginning of the episode, and then I never remind us to do it. So we always get to the end and say it. And I'm like, if y'all made it through 3 hours and got here, appreciate you. You a real one. Nah, man, but hey, look, y'all ask for thoughts on stuff. There's timestamps. You don't have to listen to us all at once. You guys know, listen, if you're a fan of the show, you know how to listen to the show. You know you don't have to sit down for 3 hours and do nothing but stare at a wall and listen to us talk about this shit. You come in, you go, yo, I want to hear about new Nintendo Switch real quick. I want to hear what these dudes have to say. You click on that timestamp, you go right there. You want to hear about State of Play, you go to State of Play. You want to hear about Black Widow, you go to Black Widow. You just finished watching the new episode of Loki, you click Loki. Right. Shit, come on, keep up, folks. Keep up. Come on. That's why we do timestamps. Simple for y'all. But look, man, I appreciate y'all for listening. This is probably we're over 3 hours for sure.
And, yeah, we are.
And it's probably not gonna get much better than that. So rip my hard drive space for this video. Rip my processor for trying to process this video. It's gonna probably generate about a 100-hour render time. Even though it'll only probably take about 45 to an hour. But we will.
That's 100 hours.
That's 100 hours. So we will see. But again, man, I appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. It's been 2 Ugly Nerds with the 3 of us. Peace.
Drink some water. It's hot out here.